We're in Saskatoon. Championship weekend has arrived, but still lots to be determined. We got tiebreakers on this Saturday at the trials. Round robin has wrapped up, and we have tiebreakers at the trials. It was a topsy-turvy week for the two-time defending Scotties champs. Carrie Einarson stumbled yesterday and allowed others to reel her in. Among those who made a late push, Scheidegger. Winning 2 of their last 3 games, Team Scheidegger was able to sneak themselves into this morning's matchup. Come out on top of this battle, and your chance at wearing the maple leaf remains alive. Einarson, Scheidegger, the trials continue. Good morning, Canada. If you're looking for some extra curling, you found it here on TSN. We have tiebreakers at the trials. 4 years of hard work coming down to this final weekend. An opportunity to represent Canada at the Olympic Games. SaskTel Center coming inside the building. Glad you're watching our coverage on TSN. Brian Mudryk joined by Kathy Gauthier. It's going to be a tough sleep tonight for both Tracy Fleury and Brad Gushue. They are 1 win away from representing Canada in Beijing. In the meantime, teams trying to join them in that final. Let's show you the highlights from yesterday. We'll start with the afternoon draw 17. Kelsey Rock, we knew, eliminated, but a chance to play spoiler against Carrie Einarson. If Einarson wins, she is into the playoffs.
Well, and Kelsey Rock playing very free because she's already out, made some wonderful shots. She got better and better as the week went on.
Some high degree of difficulty all week, including in this game, and Einarson trying to secure the W.
Well, she has to come off and make the double, not quite close. And that put Carrie in a situation, and Krista McCarville, how happy, because all of a sudden they're back in.
So Krista McCarville still alive. Obviously, Einarson still alive, and that brings us to our feature, of course, this morning. In the meantime, let's check the men's action from last night. Situation for Brad Gushue. He knew he was in the playoffs, but if he wins, he gets that bye directly to the final.
And a big tough game against Mike McEwen, who played very well. They knew this was for 2, but when the dust settled, that little scooch in, yeah, you got 3.
3 on the board as he picks up the win over Mike McEwen. So Gushue directly to the final. He won gold in Italy in 2006 and 1 win away from representing Canada once again. So as we check the standings, things are set on the men's side already. We know what's up. We know that Gushue indeed to the gold medal game Sunday. It's Jacobs Cooey in the semifinal. On the women's side, look at the teams with 4 losses. McCarville is in it. She's watching this one. She'll face the winner of Einarson Scheidegger, our first tiebreaker. And then, of course, the winner of that one this afternoon will get Jennifer Jones in the semifinal. Tracy Fleury, obviously, directly there. All right, so let's start with Team Einarson. And man, Carrie can wrap up a pretty dream year. She won the Scotties in the bubble. How about winning the mixed doubles as well with Gushue? But stumbled a little bit. How can she rebound this morning?
Well, it's going to be tough, and the ability to park it is going to be huge. We're going to see it in the first couple of ends. She went from going straight through to having to play 2 tiebreakers. What she needs to draw on is the fact her team played very well. She needs to make a couple more draws.
Meantime, Scheidegger is thrilled that she has a chance to play 3 games today. She was 3-5 at the trials back in Ottawa 2017. And for her, this is actually a great momentum boost for the team.
It certainly is. Scheidegger's a great hitter. The difference has been in the last couple of games. She has owned the forefoot, has found the ability to make the big draws. She's playing so happy. Carrie's playing so sad. Edge to Casey.
So we got 2 tiebreakers today, a lot of rocks, and we can't wait. The winner of this one takes on McCarville later on today. First rock next from Saskatoon.
Right now facing 2. Scheidegger, what have you got? 1 and 2, back up, back up, sit down, come back, yes! Really well played. Chance here is for the win. Mayer is trying to hold it, now Berger jumps on, trying to hold it for them, play it straight back, Laws is out there just in case, get to it, there's the win!
The 2021 Tim Hortons Curling Trials are brought to you in part by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada, by BKT Tires and OK Tire, by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada, and by Sponge Towels, made for real-life messes.
Well, if you wanted some extra curling on this weekend, you've got it. The first of 2 tiebreakers on the women's side of the trials. It is time to meet the teams. Brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. And we begin with Team Scheidegger out of the Lethbridge Curling Club. Your skip, Casey Scheidegger. Third, Carrie-Anne Taggart. Second, Jessie Hyatt. And at lead, Christy Moore. And Team Einarson out of the Gimli Curling Club in Manitoba. Your lead, Brianne Mayer. Second, Shannon Burchard. Third, Val Sweeting. And your skip, Carrie Einarson. So rock colors this morning in this critical tiebreaker game. Scheidegger, the Redstones. Einarson, the Yellowstones. And they had to draw to the button for Hammer. Hammer won by Carrie Einarson. So to kick things off in this critical game, it is the lead, Brianne Mayer, the 2-time Scotties champion. So it should be a great battle, Kathy, and hopefully a lot of rest for both these teams because it could be a long day, a massive day for both sides.
Well, Carrie and her team beat Casey during the round robin game 10-5, and because of that head-to-head win, they were given the choice of color. They chose yellow, but they did draw for that all-important hammer. And it is that rebound ability. We see that the hammer does, in fact, go to this Alberta-based team, and that's an edge for them right off the bat.
And for those watching, Kathy, I mean, it's a 10-end game, lots of curling to come. How critical is hammer in a game like this?
Well, it's huge. It gives you that extra reassurance that you can take some risk and know that you've got last rock. And for Carrie and her team, obviously they wanted last rock, but the keys for today, most importantly, is you cannot change what happened yesterday. You're in this situation, make the most out of it, and the draw confidence is not only from the abilities of your teammate, but draw confidence. Carrie Einarson, a great hitter. Those draws are going to make the difference today.
Wait only.
Line's really good.
Wait only.
Yep.
Hard, you gotta go. Hard. You're like, go. Okay.
And I talked in the opening about how Casey Scheidegger has become a great drawer this week, making a lot of key shots. Needs to use that to her advantage, not only for herself, but to force Carrie to do the same thing and stick to the plan. In the game against Tracy Fleury, they got away from their game plan of simple, keep it open, and got into huge trouble, giving up threes and multiple points, and they couldn't get back in.
Piece of the game brought to you by Sponge Towels, paper towels made for real life messes.
Hard to roll in. Hard, roll in.
Go. Really nice. That's good.
And of course, we know, Kathy, championship weekend, but it's just one sheet of ice, one game in play. Great to see fans back at SaskTel Center.
Well, it was a packed house last night. Lots and lots of people, and the curlers loved it. But we also saw some impacts on the ice. We saw what looked like underlying frost. They started to move the air around the building and the upper decks. You could feel it last night. This morning, the conditions are going to be terrific. They're going to be the same as that they played all week.
Gotta go. Keep it going.
The sweeper should be able to carry Stone's extra feet.
Hard. Okay.
Long week for Greg Owasco, who is the head ice technician. Also a long week for our TSN crew, and we thank both of them for all their hard work. Our crew at TSN doing a great job, and of course, you never stop being an ice maker. It's not like you make the ice and check out. It's a constant grind for Greg and his crew as well, so we thank them for an outstanding week.
Well, that guard not getting in front, allowing an opportunity to not only hit, but to roll behind their corners.
Hard. Go. Sorry, Jess. Bumper. I see it more with a 10 if we're throwing it in. Okay, yeah. 10.
Agreed.
I like that. You got it. Little solid. Yep. 5. Yep. Hard. Heavy. Hard. Roll it.
And a nose hit for Shannon Burchard, the 3-time Scotty's champion, one with Jennifer Jones, and of course back-to-back with Kerri Einarson.
Well, back-to-back good shots, just back-to-back not able to roll and keep trading opportunities. You roll, no, you roll.
Same. Okay.
Jessie Hyen, the sister of Casey Scheidegger.
Yep. Yep. Hard.
Well, they have been successful in getting last rock in their last number of games. Were not successful early. And that speaks again to the draw weight that has gotten better and better and better on Team Scheidegger.
How do we come here?
I don't mind the run early here.
I don't mind the run.
Okay.
Like even if I make that good, that looks pretty lined up for them.
Yeah.
Right on the nose. Okay. Can you? I can't see your broom. Thank you.
She has had some great numbers all week.
Other way. Whoa. Whoa, it's really. Whoa, whoa. Yeah. I'm in.
That's okay.
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 So Kathy, I was chatting with Val and just trading messages with her and talking about that frustrating day or loss yesterday, and some of the notes that she pointed out was, you know, they can't be too upset. Rock, they played awesome, and they really did. They missed a half shot, and the Kelsey Rock team certainly capitalized. She knows it's a grind today, saying, Val, they got to focus on the task at hand, not get ahead of themselves. And she said, too, she's been in the past in situations where they've missed a tiebreaker by a game and not having this opportunity. So it is a huge opportunity, and they're very much still in the heat of the battle and in the ring. So they are grateful for that. And as you talked about, it's a word we all use, especially this year, perspective. We're still here. We still got a chance.
I got a thin half.
Well, Casey Scheidegger had the opportunity to put another stone in the house on the last one, but was more concerned about the center guard and leaving that for Kerri Einarson, and her friend wound up replacing it with their own, but it didn't roll over enough to guard their own, and so another pass at this shot for Val Sweeting.
And the front end can't save it that time.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. 7-5.
What do we think here? She's pretty fresh on your
A
guard.
little down?
Yeah.
Line. It's 6 more feet.
So an opportunity now for Scheidegger to lock another one in there with Hammer here in the first end.
Use it.
You saw the numbers for Carrie Ann McTaggart. In my opinion, one of the most underrated thirds in the field. Even though her numbers may not be at the top, she has that innate ability to make the big shot when it matters. You're only going to get a 4 for that, but she really has the ability to turn ends around or save them.
Sorry.
No, that's great line call.
Yeah, they might have needed that little tick,
I think they did.
and it worked out, so they do lie to with Hammer.
Yeah, I know what they wanted. Not as much as I thought it was going to be honest. But maybe that's when the weight was a little bit.
I like there. You got it.
Kathy, when you played, were you in 3-a-day situations before in your career? 3 in one day?
Only when you wound up in a tiebreaker.
Right.
Normally at events like this or Scotty's, it was always 2 to a max, and there's a reason for that. It's 10 ends. You want the optimal play by the players. Nobody wants to play 3 in a day, but at this point, if it means you're going home, you'll play 3, you'll play 4.
Especially with the golden nugget at the end, a chance to be Team Canada at an Olympic Games. So
For the back one?
Yeah, or like.
if you told any of these women at the start of the week this would be, would you take this? I'm sure they would all line up and say, yeah, we'll take it. We got a chance. We're still alive on Saturday.
We're trying to go around.
Top 12. Okay, go ahead. Top 8. Line's good. Looks a little light though. Got room. Yep, got a top 8. Top 4. Top 4. Okay, top 4. Nice. Top 4. Top 8. Line's really good. Gotta make it good. Hard. Line's really coming down.
Got to drag it in. Want to be shot stone when this is all said and done, and they push, and they will be shot rock.
And really good communication. They changed, the sweepers did, their calls 3 times. First they started with top 12, then it was top 8, then it was 4, and then they started saying going shorter. You're allowed to change your mind, and you're trying to give as much information to Val Sweeting as you can to get that stone to where you need it to be.
Yeah, I think so. I agree. Much as you can stay there, hey?
Good half to 3/4 from the hack is what she'll be able to see.
11.
Yeah.
We'll get a little movement here. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Send it.
You're fresh here, but
Yeah, not bad.
yeah.
Whoa. Go, Chris. Hard, Chris. Go, Chris. Hard.
I'm right behind this sheet, Kathy, and this has to curl up a ton. It's got to get across that center line. It's starting to move now.
Now this is being brushed all the way to try to get it there, and Casey knew as soon as she released it that she was just that full of the target.
All right.
So watching as she comes out, she's straight, and then you want to finish at the 12 o'clock position, but it's that pushback. You can see it going off the line, away from the target, taking a little bit extra ice, and that's why it ran straight.
Yeah.
I don't mind this.
Okay.
Even
Right,
if you're
Kara.
not 4, guys.
Yep. Just get it in there.
14-2.
Yeah. 14-2?
Yeah. Yep. Let's lose it. You got Kara.
So Kathy, 1 sheet of ice in play, morning draw. Actually a really good crowd for a morning draw as well. The fans in the building. Will this affect ice conditions of what they've been throughout the week, or do you expect similar numbers for draw?
I think they're going to be the exact same as when they last played. They would be different from last night, Muddy, but that was the men's draw. So for the women that played in the afternoon, it will be very similar.
Top 4! Hard! Top 4! We're gonna go! Top 4! Hard! Yeah! Top 4! Straight! Curl it! Go!
Want to tuck this in a little bit.
Good.
And Einarson, you hear the crowd. A lot of support. As you said, the bus from Gimli are rolling in to help give this team some confidence and support.
Great shot, great draw. Really important for Carey.
And the fact they tucked that in did not give Casey the open hit for the single. It's behind cover, so a test of the draw weight early for the skip out of the Lethbridge Curling Club.
We come to the inside of hers too. That's good.
Yeah. Send it.
And when chatting with her last night, she said, you know, the Scotties feels more magical. She kind of joked, I don't know if that's the right word, but this feels like a business trip. There's tension, there's pressure with every shot and every win. And this, a pressure shot early, final stone in 1. Casey Scheidegger wants to put this on that Tim Hortons lid for a single. Trying to hold the line by that yellow. Hold the line for shot stone enough, the tap, and good enough. Good morning, Casey Scheidegger. That'll get the adrenaline going. A lovely pressure draw as she leads. It's going to be a great day. Buckle in, Canada. Welcome back to SaskTel Center, the trials on TSN. It is championship weekend, just 2 days remain. 2 tiebreakers today on the women's side. And our feature this morning, Carrie Einarson taking on Casey Scheidegger. Winner will take on Krista McCarville. And the second tiebreaker, winner of that, will face Jennifer Jones in the semifinal. Winner of that will take on Tracy Fleury in the gold medal game.
So a lot of
We got you covered here. We'll sort it all out as we go along. We're excited to do so. Brian Mudryk, Kathy Gauthier with you here in Saskatoon. And a early morning clutch draw, of course, for Casey Scheidegger. And yeah, it's early, but why not? That was a key shot, wasn't it?
It was a key shot for 2 reasons. For Casey, first of all, she misses her first one, throwing it back a little bit. That rattles your confidence, and now you're forced to draw to the button. Carrie Einarson put it in a tough spot, no chance to pick, has to get just by, Tap it back ever so slightly. Wonderful team shot. That'll give you a ton of confidence to start this very important game.
The key shot brought to you by OK Tire. It's going to be okay. So here in the second end, it is Einarson, the Yellow Rocks with hammer. Yeah, and you see that stat. If you're going to do it, why not in a critical tiebreaker? Get a good start.
Well, winning last rock was really huge for Casey Scheidegger. They were 2-6 in the round robin in terms of winning that last stone in the first end. That's probably a contributor to why they didn't score very often in the first end, but made really good use of hammer when they did. So many changes. 3 of the players on the team have had children in the last year and a half, and so the adjustments to try to practice, to try to get back into shape after having babies, lots of things as you try to train for one of the most important events of your life.
To the top one, sorry.
And so pretty excited, I'm sure, to be in this tiebreaker and know that there's still the potential to wear that maple leaf on your back.
Okay. Guard ours too. We gotta hit a little high.
Yeah. Might go there, but feel.
Okay. Do you want to try and save the shooter?
Yeah, do we play with less?
Do you like just firm or normal?
Play firm.
Okay.
Yep. 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 Hard.
Hard.
Hard's really gonna go. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Whoa, Brian.
Where does that red go? And it'll jam on that yellow. And that's why you hear the ahs under their breath.
You do, but at least you've opened up the front.
So that's okay.
Obviously not wanting to jam, but the biggest objective there was to open up that front, create an opportunity to get in there if you need to.
You know, you talk about the thrill, and you've got to do it, Kathy, and winning 3 Scotties titles, putting that maple leaf on your back, and chatting with Casey last night. Obviously, she just talks about what an honor it would be. She loves her country, loves watching the Olympics. And on her team, of course, Christy Moore was the alternate on Cheryl Bernard's team and winning that Olympic silver in Vancouver. And, of course, the alternate, Susan O'Connor, was on that team as a third. Moore herself winning a Canadian junior world title with Heather Nedowin in 1996, so definitely some experience on the team and on the bench.
Down, back line.
And what it takes and what an honor it is wearing that maple leaf.
Hard, keep going. Hard. You're holding it, keep going. Hard. Hard.
Rub it off. Okay.
And that just underthrown, I think. That explains why it curled as much as it did.
Good too.
Yeah, she was straight through a bit.
So giving information to Val to carry back down so that Shannon is clear about what happened on that stone.
Little bit for line. Yep. Keep it straight. Straight. Yeah, just hold the line if you can. Okay, easy.
Just short of that yellow.
Easy. Over and stop. Whoa, then. Sit. Gotta stop. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Take care.
A little bit more. Still there, yep.
Well, it's most definitely still there. That guard is very long, and you saw the finish on Shannon's second. When you underthrow it all, it really curls. So looking for a little bit more weight from Val, about hack weight. But it's a natural redirect onto the other stone if you can catch a piece of the stone on the button.
Less than Shannon. Whoa! Whoa! Yep. Less. Hard. Yep. Hard. Yes. Hard.
Hard on the roll. Hard on the roll.
Roll it over.
Right over.
Go.
And not quite enough to remove that red stone, but it is shot stone on the 4.
Same weight.
Good brushing.
Well, it moves it, but 2 stones in a row under throwing. They're looking for hack weight. That's just that little bit less. They were able to keep it straight, but not removing it from play. Just not having that feel yet this morning.
Go, Jess. Go, Jess.
35-year-old Carrie-Anne Mataggart.
Hard, Jess.
Got any?
And a miss there from Carrie-Anne.
Okay.
It's funny, one shot in an end like this can turn momentum.
Back with them today.
Top 8 half.
Guards seem to be running pretty good.
Remember this spot?
Kind of hard to get
I
there,
did
and he
wrong.
shot over this one.
I agree. I like the top 8 one.
Yeah, I like your first call.
Wide out here, it runs a little more, so the
Oh, yeah,
weight's
this
pretty
is draw
close.
for hammer.
Exactly.
Yeah. I had a. Can I have just a titch more? So yeah.
Yeah, so you can keep it. So you know this spot, Val.
Top under.
Yeah, top 8.
Do you think it's settled a bit, or still as good as?
I think it'll be the same as practice.
That's close.
Yeah.
A lot of discussion on weight because Shannon's underthrown, Val's just underthrown, and they're not sure if it's the path or the ice everywhere. Do not want to be deep.
Oh, no line.
Make him wait.
Off.
Top 4.
Off. No line.
Top 4.
Running.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Waiting for it to make its break, and now it's off that corner guard.
Yep.
Back
Top
40.
Yep.
Two.
We're
Yep.
making them even. No, no, no. Leave it higher. No, 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 no.
That's
No.
pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, Val.
Okay.
Interesting, great weight, and Val in the hack
Pretty
said,
good.
give me a
Good job,
titch
Val.
more
Good.
ice, Kathy. Just that little bit, right?
And we saw in Carrie-Anne, she was a little bit full, but it
You could do with that. Just a
wants to
little heavy.
track out there.
Yeah. Extended a little too much. We'll see for them playing the nose and straight jamming.
I just hit this. Do you like the skinny double, the crotch?
I think it's there.
It's
It
like a
is,
quarter
I
of a
think.
rock.
And if anything, if I just nose
Yeah.
that, that's not bad.
Sure.
Your tolerance is the stone on the left. If you over curl, the risk is that you run that stone straight back. So she's playing the thin double, but if anything, taking enough ice that if it doesn't curl enough to just catch the shot stone, that you'll at least hit the one on the nose and not risk running it into the stones that you own at the back.
What do you think it'll do here? 9. Yeah.
It should not move a whole lot.
2 Scotties appearances for Casey in 2019 in Sydney. His team wild card, she was 7-4, also 7-4 record, and Penticton for Team Alberta back in 2018. Her first year in 2, skip stones. And she'll graze the 1 stone. Shooter goes, and Einarson still shot rock.
Fighting for is good. So
That maybe threw a little more weight there.
yeah. Probably should have, I guess.
That's okay. Came up a bit.
Yeah.
Or if she tries to protect it a little, she might leave us a double.
I don't know if you should come that deep as before, but
No, I agree. I like top 8.
top 8, just kind of Christmas tree it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kara. Like a 14-6.
Yeah.
Val's was a 14.6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want it higher than that.
14-8 then I like.
Yeah.
So if you're completely buried on this stone, you're going to leave the stone that is in the 4-foot right now open and an opportunity to hit and roll behind. And so they want to take that away from Casey Scheidegger, want to be half tucked so that Casey can't see all of either stone, just a piece of both.
You can wait. A little heavy right now. Top 4. Good. Little heavy. Top 4.
Line's good.
Your top 4.
Top 4
has
on
our-
its own. Top 4 on its own. Coming down.
No, too much
line,
room.
top 4.
Oh, no.
Brianne.
Brianne.
Freeze on the nose. Straight, 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 straight.
Okay.
Locks it on.
Let's set up the double.
Yeah, I was going to say double should be there.
Should have played the wick.
Yeah, shoot.
Well, they take a lot of ice. We've talked about how late the break point is. Just gets by that front. And if she had had a couple of feet less, the break points earlier, she is going to be half buried around that guard. It is so weight sensitive in that spot. Just off nose to lie 2.
Casey Scheidegger.
Good. Okay.
Double, away they go.
How'd it go? Great throws.
And if you held the shooter, though, did you care about that to maybe force?
Ideally.
You know, now it should be the blank here for Carey.
Taking it easy on the sweepers.
Across space. I think that might be easiest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looks like I don't know.
I had 0 movement.
Okay. You got it. Bring the in or the out? In. Okay.
They didn't talk about it a lot, Kathy. I mean, you know, mission accomplished, and they did the job. But, you know, you hold that shooter, and you make it a lot tougher here on Carey.
Well, I think that that's what you heard Carrie Ann say, just so straight, knowing that if they have a similar shot again, they'll just take less ice.
Right.
Other way?
So final stone looking for the blank.
Hey, so.
And yeah, just enough to roll out. Some anxious times here at SaskTel Center. She'll carry the hammer with her as we go to 3 after this.
The 2009 curling trials were held in Edmonton, and the women's final would see 2 Alberta squads fighting for the right to represent Canada in Vancouver. Shannon Kleibrink was already an Olympian, winning bronze in Torino. Cheryl Bernard had a great week at Rexall Place, on top of the standings after round robin and locking up her spot in the championship game. In the final, Kleibrink would score 3 in the 7th to take the lead. But Bernard chipped away, tying the game, and had the hammer coming home.
Full 8+ needs to stop. Dreams do come true for Cheryl Bernard.
It was an emotional podium for Bernard, Susan O'Connor, Carolyn Derbyshire, and Corey Bartle, your 2009 curling trials champions.
Memories for a lifetime, and there is Susan O'Connor, obviously a huge part of that team in Vancouver and winning the silver medal. She is here as the alternate, and there is Christy Moore, who was the alternate on that team for Cheryl Bernard. And you know, Kathy, I'll never forget, I didn't know Cheryl very well at that time, and I was the reporter down ice level when she won. She nearly tackled me over when she was coming over to do the interview at the end, and it was, I mean, you know, the emotion and the joy, and obviously getting to work with Cheryl now in a broadcast capacity, and if you're a friend of ours, it's, yeah, you get goosebumps, right? You really get goosebumps watching that.
I tear up every time I watch that. Just so happy that she had that amazing experience and represented Canada so well.
Certainly a dream, a lifetime dream, a lot of hard work, and the one thing, you know, Kathy, and you lived it, you curled 3 Scotties titles, the millions of rocks and the sacrifices from family and the travel and the things that go into it that maybe you don't see or realize when the lights are on and you're watching as a fan at home. But, you know, a lot of work, and it takes a village, right? They say to support these athletes, to chase after that Olympic dream.
I don't think most people at home have a true appreciation for, as you said, Brian, the commitment, the number of rocks thrown, the things that you miss, the moments that you're away from your family, that you miss your kids growing up, you miss birthdays and anniversaries. And that's why, you know, that comment of Mike McEwen about the support that he saw that Dawn, you know, the reward when Dawn won with Jennifer, that all of those people who say it's okay, you know, it's okay you can't come, it's okay you're not here, that they get to share in that celebration with you.
Hard! Hard! Really nice.
Good.
Okay. I don't mind the out.
Me too. Okay, just a hair
slower out in this wider path, but not much different.
Yeah, she said 14.7 on yours, so 14.5 probably.
Okay.
Yeah, I like
Yeah,
that for
even
second
14.7 because I've thrown here already.
Okay.
So trying to get one around on this out-turn side and lie 2, Barry.
No less than mine. Hard then. Hard, you got it. Break hard. Top 8.
I think we can get this holding.
Hard. Keep going. Hard. It. Top 12. You got it. Top 12.
I don't think
Not
it's
there.
getting top
Yeah.
12 as that just grinds to a halt.
Okay.
What was that? 15-1. 15-1.
Okay.
So Shannon was looking for about 14, and so just under throwing, just that little bit. Great line on that.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Clean, 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 clean. Whoa. Whoa.
Looking for the run back again.
Might clip,
That's
yeah,
fine.
little clip of the
Good.
red.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think we gotta come this way though.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, the
I don't have
Scheidegger
a
team,
big
Kathy,
break.
they were not in the bubble
Back 12 way.
in
Yeah.
Calgary, and in talking with Casey, they said they used the summertime to do a lot of physical fitness, and like a lot of teams, there wasn't any ice during COVID at that time as well. And they got it going in late August. Of course, they played in the direct entry spiel in Ottawa, winning that in qualifying to get here.
So trying to come across the face and split those stones, move one behind the center pile and roll the shooter towards the corner to take away any double.
Hard line.
Straight
Hard
draw.
line.
Yep. Whoa.
We tee.
Straight draw.
Tee back 4.
This is the
We're
audible
back tee
changing
line.
now, knowing it's curling too much.
Back tee, back 4.
Okay, Shannon.
That works.
So this time Shannon finds the house.
Pretty good weight for that shot. If she makes contact, it's going to go.
Need way more ice there for that.
We need lots more ice for the low stuff.
The
It's
4
just-
foots are curling way
It's
more.
curling so early.
You don't need to roll buried. Just have buried.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Clean. Clean. Close. Yep. Yep. Hard. 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 Little flop. Yep. That's good.
What were you saying?
Oh.
Please get her a bit firm. That was real.
Weight's good.
You know, Val, one of those players like many, and we're talking with Reed Carruthers as well, really feeds off the crowd, and having crowds back, some players love it. They feed off the crowd. It makes them better players.
That's a great shot.
And Val's had the crowd cheering as she's been the #1 player at that position amongst the women this week.
Really nice weight control by Val.
Good. Do you like that? I don't mind it. Do you guys like it?
Yeah, I think so.
10. 10? Yep. Is that enough to kill them out here?
Yeah. You don't have to move them far back there.
Okay.
Straight through.
You hear Christy there on the front end, obviously a former skip as well. Has been to a Scotties as a skip, and
She's just very simple. Don't make this bigger than it is. It's just a very calming influence on the thrower.
that guard's coming up though quick. Got to get it by it, and they won't. And now the door opening here in this third end for Carrie Einarson.
Thought you had it.
You were thinking this way.
Thought the red one was in the way.
That's okay.
Top 8, Care?
Top 4.
Top 4, okay.
Behind this one.
Okay.
Or if you're up here, that's not bad either.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I
if
think
she
you can
gives
go
you
for the 14.3 out here.
Yep. Yeah, I like it.
If she gives you anything
Good
more
care.
than center, yeah, it'll be a little bit more heavy out here. 14-3.
It's close.
Little light, I thought.
Back.
Okay.
Top 4.
Yeah.
Mine's good.
Where's the perfect spot for this stone, Kathy?
Well, she's got two options. One is buried in the 4-foot. The other is towards the top, something that they can run back.
Mine's good. Yep.
I told her to throw 14-4. That's exactly what she's thrown.
Gotta go. Harder. Go, 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 go.
Good. It's okay.
Beauty. Top 4 buried, and Einarson lies 3.
That's good, Val. Just deep enough. Good.
Yeah. I think I like
Nice.
8. Yeah. Just to.
Remember the story? Heather Nedowin would, you know, have pictures of family or pets or friends, and in the bubble experience, now you can look up at the jumbotron and they're actually here. It's it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Just seeing it. We're just playing for the straight back double.
Yeah, I like that.
So playing the one where Carrie Ann's Bruman is, and the one between her 2 feet. And that was the key to take that shot just thrown by Val deep enough so that that double is very difficult, very sharp. This is the more obvious of the two, and it's about eliminating Carrie Einarson stones.
Yep. 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 Hard. Hard. Whoa. Whoa.
They need one from the skipper here. One, little Grays rolling behind cover.
Okay.
And it is still Einarson lying the 2. So it certainly is a journey. Here's a look at the road for Team Scheidegger. Win-loss, win-loss. They kind of went back and forth, didn't they? And then that big win versus Rachel Homan.
Well, that game against Tracy Fleury I talked about in the beginning, Muddy, they came completely out of their game plan, and instead of hitting stones like they usually do, they tried to change it up to beat Tracy, and it just didn't work.
The big thing that board doesn't tell is the story of Rock coming through with her massive win to ensure they actually got a chance. Of course, they're both from Alberta, and you know, Casey was kind of joking that they were giving them a pep talk before the game. So, you know, your competitors, obviously a lot of friendships, though, on the ice, and you build those friendships over a lifetime. But friends off usually when you get in the hack and away you go.
I don't mind the same. I think it's going to curl a lot. Unless you're, like, positive with it, then it'll hold.
also is very gradual.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Mine's good. Mine's good.
Well, Team Einarson set up really well beyond the fact that there's 2 in the house. The one in the wings is behind the shot stone, so no way to make that double. The roll-in wouldn't help, so for Carrie, wants to be, probably 8-foot would be ideal, but buried.
Biting 4. Biting 4.
I don't want to go.
Just to my bird.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
Very good. Nice carry. Good wave.
I didn't want to leave her that. That's why I wanted.
And for Carrie Einarson, 2-time defending Scotties champ, the loss to Tracy Fleury to start. Well, Fleury was going through everybody in this field. And then you mentioned, of course, the head-to-head with Scheidegger. It was a win, 10-5. That loss, though, on Friday to Kelsey Brock. They had a chance to control their own situation, win that game, and you're into the playoffs. But who likes to do it the easy way, Kathy, right? You got to do it the hard way sometimes, and that's the situation here today for Team Einarson.
That's not bad.
We can't ever make
That
this.
doesn't look great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's tight.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mind like a back 8 weight even. I feel like that.
Like chunk and roll? I don't even know if you need to push it that far.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you could roll all the way over.
Like, or
Yeah.
do you want?
Yeah,
do we
you-
want to play this? You could.
I feel like it's over buried that way.
Yeah, it
so I
is.
don't like any sort of weight at it.
Yeah, I don't want to play any more than back 8.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we go by it, we also make this. But yeah.
Or is I just don't feel like we can get second.
No, you
I
can't.
don't think so.
That's just eliminating and
It
giving
would
them
just be,
3
yeah,
up. If you
3,
threw it
which is
hard, you
okay.
could, but
Yeah.
whatever you're seeing.
I'm kind of feeling this. Do you guys like that?
Yep.
What kind of weight?
I do. Yeah, I think just back.
I guess some people might think it's wrong.
And just roll in front of this yellow.
Do you think that's enough ice?
Yeah, we got to get by this red, right?
That's good.
And back 8, sorry?
Yeah.
So a lot of focus on coming through the hole. She talked about, I can tap that and roll. The other option that she has is to come down on this side. She can get right to the nose. She may not be able to tap it back far enough, but could maybe hold Carey to 2, but feels that this hole is there, and as long as she gets through, she's going to get 1.
So 2 feet more than drop.
Yeah.
The hole is tricky. Neither are easy shots.
Clean. How much? Good. Got 4. Yep. Hard.
So another big one here for the skip. Scheidegger in 3. Her final stone, trying to get it by her own red guard first. It's coming up, and she'll wick and rub.
Okay.
And again, just not sharp early.
Well, and it's the weight across the board for both teams. We've seen this over and over from Shannon and Val. Everyone underthrowing. No one's saying it's really heavy. Another rock underthrown. And that's why we're seeing the results that we are.
We want to open the broom up a bit? Or?
So a huge opportunity here in the third end for Carrie Einarson. The in-turn draw for 4 needs full 8. I don't know, something about playing this Scheidegger team. She turns into Connor McDavid. Big scores. Obviously had
Hard. Keep it going.
a big one earlier against Scheidegger, and now again a chance for 4. Final stone needs full 8-foot.
Keep going.
And you mentioned it, Kathy. Weight's been an issue so far for both teams, and now all 3 trying to drag it far enough. Can they score the 4? One last scrub. And I think just. And I mean just.
That's okay. You knew right away, no worries.
Wow. Just got it. 4 on the board, and Burchard Mayer deserved a couple high fives, as that was a team shot, no doubt.
Well, these are opportunities that you cannot afford to waste. You have that chance to score 4. Brianne and Shannon heads down from word go, no lift, right in front of it, trying to make sure that they break that pebble down and get it. Every inch, does not quit. Well done.
Literally, just got it in there. Yeah, there's the Carey crew. They're loving it.
Since the Olympics has come into the game, that's the kind of key goal you strive for, and I know and everyone else knows how hard this event is to win. You know, I think we got the team that can do it, that can hopefully pull it off.
We would certainly love an opportunity to go through that experience again, and I really think that it's the feeling that we're chasing more than anything, that feeling of just total bliss and elation of experiencing something so incredible.
What an awesome day of curling. And we got lined up for you, obviously, right now. Einarson, Scheidegger, the first tiebreaker. And then keep in mind, look, 3 p.m. Eastern time, you have the second tiebreaker, McCarville, the winner of this one, and then you just heard from them both. Jacobs, Cooey, Kathy. How good is that?
I just, you can't even pick between 2 of the most brilliant teams all time. And then the winner has to take on Brad Gushue, who's no slouch.
And, of course, the final game, the women's semifinal tonight, is Jennifer Jones awaiting the winner of all the tie-breaking that is going on right now. And, man, that 4 jumps out at you. What an opportunity. And she took advantage, drawing in for a big score. So here in the 4th end, Casey Scheidegger down by 3 with Hammer throwing the Red Rocks. And, Kathy, one of the things in talking with Casey last night, I said, what do you got to focus on today? What are some of the keys? We got to rebound quickly after misses. We got to watch our rock placement. We got to take advantage of our chances. So they're going to have to focus on that big time here. But the good news is a lot of curling still left in this game.
For sure, and you also break it down to the fact that you're down 3. You've got Hammer, should be able to find a way to score 2, and now you're down 1, and you've still got a lot of game left to go. So you don't look at the 4, you just deal with what you have, which you've got a corner guard, and you just got a break.
Just 11-5 and back.
Okay. All right, Shan. What do you think?
So you got one behind your corner.
Well, you heard her say 11-5 and back, so throwing it on the release away from the targeted broom, and that's why Carrie is explaining she missed the stone.
Please, good. Yep. Well, yep. Hard. Yes. Hard. 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 Shooter, shooter, shooter. Go, 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 go.
That's good, Jess. Good shot. Okay.
We could rip that guard into them.
Can I rip that?
Across, yeah.
Well, no, it just goes there.
I was thinking across the
I was
top.
thinking the middle one or the...
Well, that one's guarding it, so...
I know.
With
I
bumper.
could try to chase again. It's still there, but...
Maybe play bump, just in case if you hit one of them, at least you're hitting
I don't want
it.
to hit them in, though.
Yeah.
I don't want
you
to
have
ever
hit
take
the
that
one
one.
on my side.
Yeah, you can't really take either of them. Do we draw?
You guys don't like the
I don't
middle
mind
guard
that.
slash over top of it?
I don't mind
Okay.
if they sink
Okay.
another, though.
Yeah.
Normal?
Okay, just try and roll on top of ours.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. Just over center. Okay.
Uh, 9-5.
Lean.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
9.
Whoa. Yep.
9-5. Yes.
Yes. Hard.
Yep.
Just over
Go,
center.
go, go.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
So they accomplish, I think, 2 things. Corner guard's gone, and they get that roll, Kathy, to their center line to cover their own.
That's a great outcome.
Nice, Shannon.
You've opened up the path to your opponent's stone, and you've protected your own.
Huh?
I was thinking just tap, back line.
I don't mind the same shot. Roll it
I don't know,
over.
Case.
We need to score
No.
here.
I don't love it.
Okay.
We can roll
Just
our
that
shooter
again?
back to the guard. Yeah.
Or guard that.
Well, we can roll and
No.
guard.
Okay.
Or do you just want to run it?
No, I don't mind this.
I like this.
Just like clearing the front. Just be patient.
9-5.
We don't have to be shot.
Sorry?
9-5.
Jessie was a teammate of Nadine Scotland, winning the 2011 Canadian Junior silver medal, and then a bronze with her sister in salmon arm. That was in 2009.
Whoa.
Saw Nadine in the field this week as well.
Hard care. Hard care.
Hard for the stick. Hard for the stick.
Okay. That's
Okay.
fine.
Weight is good.
Yeah.
Half open on either side's pretty good.
I like that.
Over here.
Okay. Okay, you got it.
And because of that shot by Shannon, now an opportunity to remove that Scheidegger stone.
Nine,
Yeah,
five.
yeah, 9.
Wait up. 9.
Whoa.
9.
Whoa. Yes.
Yes.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa. Yep.
No.
Okay.
You know, Brian, we talked about how mentally tough the rebound was from last night for Carrie Einarson. You either go through, and now you're in a double tiebreaker. And these are the kind of things that you have to pull yourself back to. These were the numbers in the game last night, in that loss to Kelsey Rock. The first 3 players, they missed virtually nothing. Some of the shots for Carrie Einarson were really tough. She played 3 in-offs, didn't make any, which isn't typical of Carrie, but there's still high degree of difficulty. That's what you go back to and say, we lost, but it wasn't like we're tanking at the end of the week. We just played somebody who was very, very hot.
And Kathy, that's exactly what Val Sweeting told me last night. She said, we played great. We had a great team game. We had a team that was outstanding. We were just on the wrong side of the inch of a few shots, and if you just take that with you going forward, you know, we're playing well, so we just got to continue to play well, and it's just a longer day and need a few more wins going forward.
And I think it's fair to say that we saw in Team Einarson a little bit of tentativeness this morning, just not throwing the rock with confidence, a little bit light, a little bit off, but I feel like that 4 has really helped. They seem to be a little bit more settled, and that's what they need to get their legs back underneath them.
I mean, a 4 feels good anytime in the game.
It does.
It's pretty good.
We can do that too. We like that better. What do you guys like?
Doesn't matter. Either one.
Okay, what are we thinking for draw weight here?
Yeah, and for Casey Cathy, she just admitted to me yesterday, if there's one thing that stands out or a word, she said, you know, we've been inconsistent. And that's the one thing that sort of plagued them. And to be fair to her, you've heard that from a lot of teams. And she said, well, listen, the good news is if we're going to peak, well, we do it the next 2 games, we'll be okay. But just finding that consistency throughout your entire lineup to be successful here is so tough.
And we see that with Carrie Einarson too, not the inconsistency on numbers, but when you show the schedule, the one thing that leapt out at me, Brian, is that in this event so far, Carrie has never put back-to-back wins together. Win-loss, loss-win. It's hard to get on a roll when you don't get that momentum.
There's a nice draw from Carrie Ann.
That slid way better than I thought it would.
Good shot, Carrie.
Started the trials in Winnipeg in 2013 with Renee Sonnenberg. She was a second that year. Sonnenberg a 2-5 record.
You could even play hack if you wanted to. Hack? Yeah, you got it. Hey, it looks like a hack shot, but we can play back line. Yeah.
You can play backline or hack, you just need the right
Exactly,
ice.
just make contact with it. Hack? Yeah, you got it.
Roll my way or try and get?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that look like a ton?
It does.
I think it'll come up.
I wouldn't mind like a hair less.
It's coming in sharp at the end.
Because that 4-foot line sometimes is a little straight. That's my only concern.
Maybe a tad less?
If I clip
Yeah,
the
I like
top
that.
one, that's okay. And
Okay.
roll.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's do a carrot.
Remembering this team is 4 former skips, so more than some of the other teams perhaps, we do very much see Brianne and Shannon watching line, offering their opinions, just because they've seen it from the other end for many years.
11-5.
Watch that center line now as it starts to make the break. Got to get it by their own yellow, and they just do.
Wow, not a lot of space between that and the top stone.
Nice sweep.
I just told you all you need to know.
Well, those sweepers, they've saved a few. I look back to the draw to get that 4th point, and another nice one there.
I remember the audible from the hack, concerned by Brianne that it would run straight. Wow.
I knew she'd get finished there if she had the right weight.
Yes.
Everything's been overthrown in that spot. So that's why it's running straight.
I figured. Good toss. And perfectly.
So looking for the hit and roll underneath.
Tear down. Yeah. Clean.
Close, close.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Casey Scheidegger.
Yep. Oh, no.
And her response, a little hit and flip behind some cover. And did it pop out? Yeah, I think it popped right out, Kathy.
Yeah, just a little too late.
Good throw.
Well, it's back and forth. They know it's really close, but the finish is so hard at the end. Just rolling up, just that ever a little bit too far.
Kill it, but do you like... Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
The first skip and team to go back-to-back at the Scotties since Rachel Holman in 2013-2014.
9-5. 9. Clean feet.
Clean.
Yep.
Come up
Yep.
here. Yep.
9. Yes. Whoa.
Whoa.
Clean.
Clean.
Clean. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Whoa.
Whoa. Nice.
9-5. Good.
Really good.
And a nose hit and the force here in the 4th.
Nice, okay.
Beauty,
And
great
forget
throws.
too, her and Gushu teaming up in the bubble, Kathy. We were lucky enough to call that event in the mixed doubles. hadn't played a lot of the format. Really hadn't played with Brad before in that format.
Hadn't played the format at all.
Right, and just built momentum together. And, you know, like I said off the top of the broadcast, you win the Scotties, you win that event, you get to go to the Worlds as well in the mixed doubles with Brad Gushue, and a chance to put another pretty impressive stamp on your curling passport if you can be the last team standing on Sunday night.
A lot of pressure on Casey. We talked about how much better her draws have been. She's made some very precise draws. Needs a piece of the forefoot.
Well, you go back to that first in. It was your key shot, Kathy. A huge draw, and needs another one here. Final stone in 4. And now all brushes on deck to ensure it gets there. And it looks to be fine, and it is. Again, clutch draw in 1. And maybe a game saver right there. From Casey Scheidegger. Our first tiebreaker here on TSN.
I'm like, I should run up there.
Saturday morning in Saskatoon, the South Saskatchewan River. Great to be back in this wonderful sports town, too. Last time here in 2012, of course, the Briar in this building. And now the trials for the very first time at SaskTel Center. Oh, and what a great sign.
Hello,
96.
special mom.
Yeah, we wish a big hello. Absolutely, from all of us at TSN. Also, I want to send a shout out and a special hello to my grandparents who are big fans and watching. Peter and Mary Shimerko out in northern Alberta by Skelton Lake. So Peachy and Mary, thinking of you guys, and glad you're watching our coverage, and all of our viewers.
And I had the opportunity to meet both of them. Your grandfather took me around on his quad and showed me all there is to see out there. It's wonderful people.
Yeah, thinking of them both as we welcome you back to our feature. 2 great draws from Scheidegger. I'll tell you what, the 1 in 1,
yes,
you know, was huge, just to kind of feel good about yourself, get some momentum going, and to respond. I know it's just a single, but after giving up that 4 spot, that is huge. You speak to it, Kathy. I mean, that's massive.
It is. You know what? It's not only the fact that she made it and kept her team in the game. It's those kind of pressure shots that say to her team, I'm going to make these for you, help me out a little bit, because she did definitely not get all the results she was hoping from for her team in that last end.
Gotta go. Hard, Val.
It should be the same weight.
Straight. Hard. Hard.
Yes.
Hard.
Low, 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 low. Yeah. Okay, that's not bad.
Freeze? Huh? Freeze?
Do you think you can get to nose to tap? Or just freeze right now?
Maybe 3/4 at the most.
Okay, just freeze.
Tapping's okay or what? I think so, but ask her.
Is tap okay?
Yep.
What?
They will go to Christy often for confirmation of what their options are. So you're obviously trying to make the shot, but if you have a tolerance, am I better to be an inch away from it or tap it back? And it's really great that Christy has her own views, obviously, but always wants them to check with Casey. It's her team. She's calling this game.
So I asked Casey yesterday, describe your teammates in a word, Kathy. So for Carrie Ann, she said hilarious. For sister Jessie, determined. And for Christy, positive. Susan, smart. So I'm trying to think what you would have been on a team. I'm looking at smart and crossing that one off.
Loud.
Loud. You're the loud. But, you know, kidding aside, like, tell me about the dynamic on a team. Is it important to kind of have those certain people, especially on a long day or a pressure-filled week like this?
It's important to have somebody that keeps things light, that can balance the intensity of what is going on and just keep people together, whether that means that you're naturally funny or it's just that you find the right time to say the right thing to ease the tension. It is a very long week, and for intense people, it gets pretty tough.
Nice peel there from Shannon.
Yeah, it's a long guard, though. It's a 1.
You were T on that.
No.
Yeah.
So 4 more feet. To the nose.
6 more feet.
Can I have a hair less?
Wait's good. Back 12. Close. Room right now. Back 12. Easy.
Trying to get to the nose.
Yes, just go on it. Yep. Hard. Hard. Yep. Hard.
Just clipped the wrong stone.
Tried to go in between. Didn't feel it was going to get to the nose. Tried to play the other one and got caught in the middle.
What's that?
I don't know.
My first thought was just peeling. But I just don't want to create a wall for them to tap around in the...
Okay.
Yeah. I'm kind of feeling the peel too.
Yeah.
Just because of the score
I like
mostly.
this.
Yeah.
That rock is going to do nothing for you. You have hammer back. There are lots of rocks in play that Casey's going to try to make one really good freeze on and take away points, and that guard is only going to get in your way, making it go away. Really helps.
Watch the house.
And where does that yellow end up? Clip. So the yellows stick around, the Scheidegger rock gone, and shot stone belongs to Einarson here in 5.
Well, not as drawn up for sure. She was just trying to do the straight peel, but it did not work out badly. She rolls her shooter over for a corner, so that's a check mark. Gets rid of another stone, check mark. Moves those stones away from the center, but not at all as drawn up.
No check mark for the final
high,
point?
though.
Or was it worthy of your check mark?
No
Okay,
check.
all right. No.
11.
Room and weight care.
Clean. Weight's close. Little down, maybe. Okay. Clean. Whoa.
A much better player than her numbers are showing this morning.
Hard job.
It's coming. Go.
Go with it. Okay, that works.
Gets the back one.
That was nifty.
Huh? So was theirs.
Yeah.
Like I'm missing every turn wide, so.
Okay.
I don't think they
Just a high guard, yeah. We played this turn.
This side looks a lot better from here.
Okay, bumper.
Let's do it. Great. You got it. Yeah, I agree. It's a little more makeable this way. Weight's good.
10-5. Lean. Whoa. Bump. Weight's close. Yep. Hard.
That's good. Okay, that's good.
So now 3 yellows in the house with hammer for Einarson here in 5.
Carrie's calling you. Good, Val. Nice weight.
Just with straight in.
I'll go across the back one. Do I get all 3?
Yeah.
I think you got a good chance to.
Okay.
And I think you have to hit away at this. Not a really good opportunity to get in there and freeze. Even if you make the double, you may open up a chance to freeze down to that back stone if it jams.
Whoa. Close. Whoa. Whoa. Yeah.
Carrie Ann gets 1, gets 2. Can she spill all 3? Oh, Carrie Ann McTaggart clean up on aisle 1, and she comes through and
I'd have got there.
delivers the mail. Well done.
And I just said no.
Well, facing lots of trouble. They wondered if all 3 went. Hits it perfectly and sticks the shooter.
Atta girl.
Weight's great.
9.
9.5.
Solid. 9.
Yeah, it might be 9.
Clean. Yep.
Yep.
Good.
Nice, Val.
Good.
Good pair. Throw. By the way.
Yeah.
So we know Kathy, the Briar in Lethbridge, coming up next year. Of course, our season of champions coverage, and in talking with Casey, she should work for Lethbridge Tourism, because she was just beaming when I asked her about the city and how excited they are, and she said they've been wanting an event like that for a long time. The city's ready. She's expecting big-time crowds and a lot of excitement for that Briar. And, of course, you have an Alberta Team Canada and Brendan Botcher, so it should be a great show in Lethbridge.
A little firm, maybe. Down. Good. Clean. No, straight. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Grace has to curl up a bit to hold the shooter, and she will not.
Ooh, it was really nice.
Well, and the key was to stick around for obvious reasons, but also because now Carrie has the opportunity to use that corner guard.
Okay, good weight.
Although it's long, the other option she may choose is just to play out in the open.
I didn't want her to curl it.
So high, that's all. Makes it easier for them to wrap around this.
Okay.
Okay, this
14,
spot.
7. Do you like just going for the blank?
Yeah, I
fine.
do. Okay.
Thinking like a 14-7. Even a 14-5.
14-5, I think.
Freeze to that backline?
If they ever nose us there, though, then we're getting.
I think that's a hard freeze. I think I like a blank here and get the hammer and the even in.
Yeah, should be 14-5 here.
14-5?
Yeah.
So 3 options. One, you go around the corner guard. The problem is it's so long that it's pretty hard to put it somewhere that Casey can't access. And if she ever slides behind the tee line, they freeze and now you're forced. The other option was freezing the stone that is out of the house at the back on the other side and maybe trying to generate a 2. But if they ever get to the nose, now you're forced. And so they've elected to throw it in the middle and take the blank.
That's good.
Carrie's throwing really well so far this morning. Her week high 90%, and as you saw, 91% so far this morning in this must-win tiebreaker.
Well, it's amazing what a 4 on the board will do to your self-confidence.
Yeah. Same weight. Yeah, your weight was real nice. I think.
Really close.
Yeah.
Actually, a hair roll to the middle is not bad either.
Yeah, either way. Send it.
Nice, good.
Pair less, lady.
Easy, easy. Clean, clean. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Easy. Okay,
So final stone here for Casey Scheidegger.
10-6.
There's the hit. Away goes the yellow. So the blank attempt to come here from Carrie Einarson.
Great throws.
Kathy, you've watched Carrie for a long time. What's the maybe a couple keys you've noticed from her development as a skip from the time she started, gets this team, and now a 2-time Scotties champ? Her development.
Well, really has become a rounded player. Carrie has always, always, always been a wonderful hitter, but it is the softer shots now. It is the draws. I always think back to the Scotties where she played that thin tick over to the 4-foot for the 2. It's seeing those shots. It's having the confidence to throw those in between and quiet weights to make the big shot. And of course the self-confidence that comes with making those shots and winning.
Hard.
Hard.
Hard. Hard.
So a 4-2 advantage thus far, trying to keep hammer in her back pocket. And just enough to spill the yellow. So a blank on the board. It is our first tiebreaker here on TSN on a busy day of curling from the trials in Saskatoon.
The 2021 Tim Hortons Curling Trials are brought to you in part by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. By Home Hardware, here's how. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires and OK Tire.
My name is Carrie Einarson. I am a rehab assistant here in Gimli, and I live in Camp Morton, Manitoba, and I am a professional curler. I really started hitting the women's circuit in 2008. I knew right away that I could fit in. We had the Scotties here, provincials in Gimli, and it was just so amazing. I think we went with a record of 4-3. I knew right then and there that this is what I wanted to do. I would like to thank the Aboriginal Sports Circle for awarding me with this year's Tom Longboat Award. My message to Indigenous youth now would be never give up on your dreams. If someone like me from a small community can achieve my dreams, then you can too.
And she is such a well-deserving champion, and the Tom Longboat Awards were established in 1951 to recognize Aboriginal athletes for their outstanding contributions to sport in Canada. And with a few exceptions, the awards have been given out every year since its inauguration. And of course, the Tom Longboard Award trophy is displayed proudly in Canada's Sports Hall of Fame. And what a look. And curling is so well represented. And of course, our good friend Cheryl, a massive part of the Canada Sports Hall of Fame now as well. And some great history, some great artifacts in the Tom Longwood Award. Awesome stuff from Carrie Einarson. It's been an outstanding visit so far to the Prairie, Saskatoon. And the best teams in Canada are here for this year's trials, and there are bound to be more top shots like we've already seen. Is he playing red, yellow, or just a straight pick here, Kathy?
I think he's playing a straight pick, but he's definitely not coming off the guard.
So big weight in turn, final stone, Matt Dunstone. Just a sliver. Oh man, what a shot.
Sir Jack Hall.
That's a pistol, and a little smile there from Matt Dunstone.
Kevin Cooey's electing to try to run. Trouble with his landing gear. Run his corner guard in to try to get to shot stone.
Oh, goodness.
4-2.
That is it. Ooey cooey. Good.
Vote for your favorite AGI Top Shot every day at Curling Canada on Instagram. Top Shots is brought to you by AGI, storage and handling equipment for agriculture. And there have been some wonderful shots, Kathy, and we talked about it in the drive over this morning. Every 4 years, it's why it's special. You have the best in Canada, some brilliant shots being made, and some great entertainment. I know SportsCenter's been on line one a few times looking for some of these outstanding highlights, and the players on display.
Oh, let's do it. Good. Nice spot. Good. Yeah, just
The Scheidegger team trying to get something going with a couple of center guards.
So Einarson 4-2, that blank in 5. So the team out of the Gimli Curling Club in Manitoba with Hammer throwing the yellow rocks here in 6. And this one from Jesse Hyan.
Clean it if you can. Clean
Top,
it.
yep. Top button. Yep. Room. T.
Room.
Curl. Curl. Curl.
Yep.
All you got. All you got.
Hard.
Go, 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 go. Great.
Good.
Right to the lid.
Good judge.
That goes right here.
I think we just
Yeah, there's just a one carry.
Well, we look at the numbers after 5. What stands out to me, obviously the big score of 4 in the third. What have you seen, Kathy?
Well, for sure, that has to be a big story in this game. Casey Rex on the guard, and that allows Carey the chance for 4. But a wonderful draw. That 4 beams more than the 1 in 4, but that shot by Casey kept her team in this. The biggest difference right now is at the third position. Carrie Ann's struggling. That's made it a lot harder on Casey Scheidegger.
And Val Sweeting has had the best numbers amongst third in women's competition. Carrie Ann, to her credit, made that nice triple to get her team out of some trouble in that last end. Ended up being a blank for Einarson.
Nice, Carrie.
Nice. Then if they make a one guard. Yeah.
Well, she may not want to look up at the screen right now. But it happens, right? A lot of curling, a lot of back and forth. I mean, look at the game with Jennifer Jones that she had, up by 6. But you know what? You won the game. Yes. What does Russ like to say? No pictures on the scorecard, right? I mean, you win the game, you get the W, and there's going to be weeks like this. And I think, you know, Vic says it, you guys say it. A lot of great teams with bad records. It's going to happen.
Really nice.
Just a one.
Easy, right over curl. No,
Just
don't ever curl it.
Just a one.
Whoa,
Just a one.
whoa.
Good. Nice. Case. Good ice.
Isn't that really thin?
Yeah, it might redirect on the top one.
It might even catch
I'd
this.
hate to hit our top
try
8
and get
one.
it super thin, and if we take our yellow, that's fine.
Just trying to make it go away, that one guard, the long guard. they feel is so long that even if there's a stone that goes around it, your ability with a hack or a bumper, because of the movement of the ice, all will be possible.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, yes. Nice.
Well done.
Thank God, I didn't want to move that one.
Good call, way to make sure.
Good, Shannon.
Tate's real good. Yeah, and it's not the end of the world either.
Line's good.
I've asked you this before, Kathy, throughout the week, and I know not everyone watches every broadcast, so I'll ask you again. As a player, did you check those numbers out during the week? Oh, I'm 8th among seconds or whatever. Did it matter to you?
Do you know what? You have to always remember that what's the most important is the stat that says a W or an L at the end.
Right.
That's what matters as a team. People can look at individual stats. So the message that it conveys is that if all of your team is at the top of the stats, you're probably contributing to the other person that throws after you to their success, because their degree of difficulty is different. Players, you know, it depends what kind of style of play, the degree of difficulty, all of those aren't factored into the stats. So they do send some good messages. Did I look at them? Absolutely. But what the biggest message is, if you're playing well, your numbers are going to show that you're playing well, and more importantly, your wins are going to show that you're playing well.
Yeah, and that lady is Val Sweeting.
Talked about her coming in top amongst all thirds, had some great numbers even in that loss yesterday. Gets the run, picks that stone out. Playing with so much confidence is Val.
I'm kind of thinking 10. Okay. Let's kill one. Yep. Try and stay there. Just watch the back ones.
Solid. Yeah, almost a 9.
Close. Close. Whoa. Close. Yes! Hard. Back one. Go.
That's good.
That was a good brush just to get it by that high guard.
Went in there nice. Yeah. Really good throw. Yeah. No handle.
Straight peel, even though they are shot. They're looking at the scoreboard. They're comfortable with where they are and know the stones that may present a problem.
Clean.
With last rock.
Good pair.
What a force play into the house.
Yeah, smart plays.
Yeah, I mean, if the line's there, we'll play it.
But make sure we kill that.
Yep.
Okay. 10 again. Yeah, that's where I had for you. That should be good.
Okay, 10.
If we can hit it a hair high, that's not bad either, just to try and shoot that across behind theirs even is okay.
So ideally, hitting it on the broom side so that you remove the stone that belongs to Carrie Einarson, but the stone that you're raising will hit 3/4 of it and potentially roll behind the guard, and you'll roll your shooter to the other side, trying to create a force, maybe even a steal.
Close, yep. Whoa. 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 Close. Yep. Whoa. Yes.
On and off, it's got to be close for Casey Scheidegger. Tap, oh, and look for the red rolls. What a shot from the skip.
Ah, lovely, just as called.
So the call is not good, so.
Really nice control weight, feeling comfortable with where to put the broom now. They got caught early, all of them, meaning both sides, with it over curling. Well called by Carrie Ann, well thrown, well swept.
Check, check, check.
Yeah. We already have the force. I think the guard. Even if I
So straight run back here, Kathy?
You bet.
Close. Yep. Whoa.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hard.
Can they hold it in time? That made a break, Kathy.
Okay, that's okay.
And it just hangs on.
Nice, okay. Okay.
Shoot.
Shoot.
Had to hit on the other
Sorry.
side. Good toss. Just had to call them on a little sooner.
So good throw by Carey. It just does make that jump. Not enough to hit it straight back.
Okay, throw around.
Yeah.
So the keys here, you want to be buried, obviously, but you don't want to set up a double.
Correct.
Or what you
Should
were
still be
actually,
good.
what you threw.
Is this the same as my first one?
A little further out.
Yeah. It won't make difference.
Yeah.
Speed's
The
that
same-
close to that
same path as
15,
me.
yeah.
Okay.
There you see in the background, Susan and Joe McCusker. Kristen Karwacki and Heather Nedwin, coach alternate for Team Einarson.
Now. Okay, line's good. You got room. Close. Yeah. Line's good. Room still.
T-line. Hey.
Room still.
Whoa. T-line.
Room. Room.
Just short of the tee. Okay, right on it. Right on it.
So want to be buried, want to be shot stone. Don't want to set up that double.
Whoa.
Whoa.
And again, nice draw weight. Casey's had her draw weight this morning.
She has had terrific draw weight.
Great throw.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Picking there, like with the back four. Should be pretty close.
Yeah.
Because of where she's placed it,
With sweeping, I would have got it 15 there, easy.
Yeah.
Carey needs to tap it back about a foot to make sure that she is shot stone.
Said Mike McEwen made a double kind of like that. Remember that really thin?
So
Not that
sharp.
you try it, I'm just saying.
Like a
No, you wouldn't.
14-2 then.
14.
I definitely wouldn't. Yeah, correct. Check.
No, you take on those really sharp shots. That would be really tough. But you only take those on when it's to win the game or because there's nothing else. But in this case, Carey's in great shape. She's up to, has an opportunity here just to find draw weight. Even if she doesn't tap it back, it would only be one.
Back 12. Whoa. Gotta wait. Still have to wait.
So you hear back 12 weight, but this has to curl up.
Hard. Yep.
Shannon Birchard trying to carve it over to move it enough to get shot stone. Can she?
Hi, Brianne. Okay, that's fine.
And not quite enough. So that draw from Casey Scheidegger.
One red.
A skipper steal as she pulls her team within one. Welcome back to SaskTel Center, home to the Saskatoon Blades, who are on a 9-game road trip. They're back here Friday, December the 10th. They'll host Calgary. Of course, the Memorial Cup is on TSN this year. It's in St. John. That begins on June the 3rd. But our focus this weekend, obviously, on the trials. It's a busy Saturday as well. We have 2 tiebreakers on the women's side. And one of your keys to this game, Kathy, off the top, we talked about Casey Scheidegger getting that draw weight going, getting better around the forefoot. And she's made a couple wonderful draws. I think back to the one in the first end to secure the single and manage to get that steal point in 6.
That is really critical. You want to force your opponent to make as difficult a shot as you can. She made 2 wonderful shots. She made the angle hit that got her behind the guard, forcing Carey Einarson to make a really good shot, and then buried on her second. And all of a sudden, the momentum is definitely switched.
Let it curl.
Casey Scheidegger now within 1 with lots of time left in this game. And for Carey Einarson and her team, you don't always like to score in an odd end, the 7th, but you certainly need to stop the bleeding.
Oh, the higher the better. Higher the better.
I don't know what to do. Whoa. Okay.
Okay.
Feels like there was so much less.
Got it. It's just better this way as well.
Yeah, that surprised me.
Line's
Good.
good.
Top 4 T.
Line's
close.
great.
Whoa. Top 4. Whoa,
Line's
it's out there
good.
again. T line.
T.
Whoa, it's in that freaking
There it
straight
goes.
path.
It's
Right
like
now,
it's like downhill. Don't want to.
T line.
4.
No. Back T.
No, we don't.
No.
Just leave it, Shannon.
Oh,
Okay.
it's like downhill there. It's just kicking with nothing.
A lot of great curling going on right now, including the European Championship over in Lillehammer and the women's results. And Eve Muirhead, the gold medal 7-4 winner over Annel Hasselborg, and Germany a 9-6 win as Jens getting the bronze medal. So some familiar names.
Oh, all familiar names, and not surprising that those countries are the countries that are doing well at the Europeans. They will be some big, tough teams to beat at the Olympics as well.
Go, Carrie.
So, of course, the trials, all about getting a representative on the men's and women's side for Canada. And here's a look at the women's field. Now, it's not official as of yet, but as you look at some of the countries there,
well, the countries
have qualified. The countries are in, the teams. Right, Kathy, thank you.
They haven't announced them, but who other than Hasselborg is going to represent Sweden? We know.
Yeah, so you can kind of fill in the blanks yourself. And, of course, that qualification event as well. 3 spots still up for grabs, and, of course, host China in.
And if you saw that list, and you saw at the bottom, 3 spots still to be determined at a tournament, for lack of better words, in the Netherlands. And if you noticed, we just talked about Eve Muirhead winning. Well, Great Britain is not represented yet, and will have to find a way to secure a spot, because of course it's not just Scotland, it's Great Britain for the Olympics. And so to be fighting out to still get yourself a spot, boy, thank you, Carrie Einarson and Brendan Botcher, for ensuring that Canada just has to worry about who goes, but knowing that our country is already there.
2.
Eve Muirhead went 6 and 7 at the Worlds in 2021, and that's why they're up against it. And to your point, Kathy.
Hard. Yep. Okay.
Good, Jess.
Nice
Let it
job.
go.
Okay. Heel one more time. Yep.
So let me ask you this. You're on Team Jones or you're on Team McCarville. What are you doing today?
Well, you know, in the case of both of them, I saw Krista last night before I left, was out throwing some rocks. You're getting ready for the game. You're, in the case of Krista McCarville, you're getting some rest. It's been a long week. You played a lot of games. Now, they did have the bye, the last round robin game, so they are going to be feeling very rested. But coming into the game, they know that for them, if they're going to succeed, they've got 2 games today. So nutrition, rest, just probably watching this game to make sure the ice is doing the same things as they think.
Do you want to make the double? Well, I was thinking just even this.
Yeah. Doing that, they do roll a bit this way. We're not going to sit on top of them.
No.
No. So I think we either hit a hair high stick here and make the double, or we throw the guard. Or just want, like, if we're okay with the blank.
Yeah, blank is not bad, but
it's not terrible. We're only down 1.
We hold the shooter if we make the double.
Not great.
No, that's what I'm thinking too. That's why I kind of like making this
a hair high with like 10.
No, I think you have to. It's too dead, Kate. You got to throw 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nose is close, but a hair high is for sure.
I think nose does not make it.
It's pushing it. But it's pushing it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got to
a little
hair
high.
high.
9.
Yeah.
So discussion of 3 different options. One of them is that you guard one more time. The other is that you can freeze down in this mix. The other is that you play the double on those 2 at the back to lie 2. When you play this shot, you know that Carrie's going to have an opportunity to make the double back and blank this end because it's still so early in the end, but they're comfortable, especially with it bridging that gap a little bit and only having a 1-point difference. Worried about the risk of a guard not being made and giving up 3.
Okay.
Okay.
Good. Did that ever curl?
Here.
Okay.
Just playing to hit the top one and roll in front. The double jams on the back one. Carrie still looking for the potential for a pair. Will be very comfortable to blank this end, but if she can get 2, she will.
weight's good.
10, 9-5, 9-5. Clean. Yep.
Adding to the stolen points last stand.
Go.
Lots of weight.
Shannon, go. Hard.
Still lots of weight.
Hard.
Sit. 9-2.
Okay.
What was that?
9-2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we
10.
stick around. Okay.
So you hit it on the outside and you roll your shooter away, again trying to create lots of space between their stones to find a way to force.
Weight's good. Clean. Close. Yep. Whoa. Yes. Yep. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Hit.
Shooter
That's good.
and rolls a bit too far. Well, they talked about it, right? Blank's not the end of the world either, so they had that good discussion at the hog line, chatting things over.
That's good, Kara.
Yeah. Need 11 to stick that, eh?
Yeah, that's okay. We're hair thicker. I think you're good too.
And so
9.5.
Val looking for the nose.
Might be 10, close to 10. Oh no, we're fine.
We talked to Val the other night, and Vic had said to her, you've got the trials experience. That's something that your team didn't have. How much have you shared that with them? And she's just so self-effacing and just said, you know what, they don't need my wisdom. And smiled. I think feeling that the two Canadian championships, the world that they've been at, have given Carrie the confidence. This is another event.
That one too.
It's funny though, they're an elite company, and so are you, Kathy, and in competing at the high level you did. You don't understand what it feels like until you've done it. And for people like, you know, myself and athletes that are just getting their experience for the first time, you know, it's hard to, can you explain it? It's tough unless you've done it.
No, but the one thing that I said over and over to Jacques, because he was so frustrated losing a semifinal and a final at the juniors before he won, is that once you win, you know how to win and you'll win again. And it's true. You just learn something magical about winning. And that's why you see teams, once they win, they often repeat, yes, they have the talent, but you find those, it's undescribable thing that helps you to win in tight games, in big games. And it's a pretty special, wonderful feeling.
Well, you love golf. How often do we talk about Phil Mickelson not winning a major,
Absolutely.
and then he broke through and won a bunch, right?
Yes,
So
for sure.
Believe it, you can do it.
I don't think that's a 15 with
And I asked you too, you know, the progression, and you talked about the progression of Carrie Einarson, and you know, you look and sometimes you got to lose and then find a way, and then all of a sudden, two-time defending Canadian champ.
You bet. We saw Carrie for so many years in Manitoba trying to get out, finally gets out and then makes big noise on the national scene, and she's not going away.
Yeah, might have a little extra legs.
Brianne, lean. Roll away. Yeah, straight.
Sorry, I thought we were nosing.
That's okay. It's still good.
And it's funny too, I'm reminded that, and you forget that Einarson played with the
definitely
Fleury
running
team
faster.
back in the day as well, right? So, you know, and congratulations as well to Tracy Fleury and her side into that
Sorry,
final.
I
A
thought you wanted to
perfect
nose.
week thus far.
Whatever. I just wanted to make contact.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Carrie.
Niner.
Yep. Came up a bit. I like it.
Okay, 10. Okay. No, this is good. I wouldn't mind rolling a little bit.
My way?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. Send it.
I'm laughing because every time I hear send it, I just think of me on the first tee and it's sent with a snap hook. So, oh man.
She said, well,
Okay.
But Casey Scheidegger's send it is a lot more accurate than mine as she makes the nose hit. So again, a chance for the blank here for Carrie Einarson.
Good throw. I was going to yell that.
No, that's fine.
All right.
So looking for another blank in the contest. Carrie Einarson had the blank in 2.
Just stay right there. Easy. Whoa.
Chance for her 3rd blank now of the game. Final stone here in 7.
Good, Carrie. Good. Nice throw.
And away it goes. So Team Einarson with hammer and a 1-point advantage when we come back to our coverage in Saskatoon. Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, it's been our home. It all began last Saturday, and we'll wrap it up tomorrow with 2 champions ready to represent Canada on the world stage in Beijing at the Olympics. Can you figure out who is the celebrity behind the mask? Get into an all-new episode of CTV's The Masked Singer Wednesday at 8, 9 Mountain, and only on CTV. Set your PVR.
I think the last guy was Russ, the one that was like the chipmunk running down the street.
I didn't know Russ was on that. Russ is the Masked Singer?
Yes, he is.
Wow, he can't sing, so unbelievable. Can you sing?
Not well, no.
Okay.
No,
all right.
Says
We'll save that for another episode. 8th end, blank on the board, Carrie Einarson. She leads 4-3 in our first tiebreaker. And oh boy, jumping out is Casey Scheidegger.
Go, Case. Go, Case. Go, Case.
Trying to drag this over. And we didn't hear in coming back from commercial break if
No,
that
it's not
picked.
over. Sorry.
And it doesn't get there. So a tough one there for Christy Moore. I don't know, did you catch that, Kathy? Did that pick or just a soft release? Or?
Well, I think, you know what? Those one shots are really difficult because you're trying to be so precise. Normally when you throw a draw, you throw it through your brushers, but all of a sudden when you throw a one, it gets into people's heads so much that I have to throw so much less just to get over the hog line, and you try to be so precise and place it instead of throwing to your brushers. We see that often.
Keep going hard. You got it, Val. Yes, hard. Roll it. Roll it on, Jen.
Good.
And look at that. A lovely tick shot. Brianne Mayer.
Really nice.
Good sweep.
And you see more. I mean, actually leading in the numbers category. That one stone will hurt her, obviously, not getting it over the hog line.
Love throwing a guard, we can.
No,
No,
we
I
don't
think
love
you're
it
right,
either.
Case. Okay, this. Yep. 11.
Shots you should throw against 2.
Fade's good.
Yep. Gotta go.
31-year-old Jessie Hyen. Second stones for Team Scheidegger.
Hard. Never out. Go, here. Go. Hard.
Well, hitting to lie 2,
Little flop.
and even though they do lie 2, the biggest thing was that great shot thrown by Brianne that opened up the front for Carrie. She's happy to play a wide open
Roll
game.
first. Okay. What turn do you like? The out. The out. Okay.
You got it, Shannon.
What can I wait? I like firm.
Okay. Seems like double.
Well, another plus for the Scheidegger team.
Yeah. Okay. You got it.
Saw some of Shannon's struggles earlier were not about release as much as it was weight, just underthrowing a few things and not getting results, obviously, just based on the weight.
Roll up. No. Never. Nope.
Yep, you can go on.
Come across, knock the red. Oh, and nearly got it all the way out.
Good, Shannon.
Good enough to lie 2, spread out, though.
Oh, that was her first one.
So Shannon Burchard, the 11th woman in history all-time, Kathy, to win the Scotties at 2 different positions, at 3rd and at 2nd.
I agree, yeah.
I think I'm sitting beside one of them, am I not?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good, Shannon.
Really good. Good job. Thanks.
Well, Shannon's the ultimate utility player, can come in at any position.
I like 8 though, firm. Do you like that?
And it's funny, we mentioned the Brier here back in 2012. Wayne Madaw was on the Glenn Howard team, and Wayne became the first player to win the Brier at 3 different positions, and it was in this building,
Like,
winning it as a skip himself, as a second, and as a third. And Jesse Hyen gets a little roll. Einarson still shot stone. And nose should give them 1-2, Kathy.
Yeah, you bet.
Yep. Yeah, nose on my side of nose is good.
And they get more than a hair, so they lie 2 with hammer here and 8.
Little slippery?
A little bit, yeah.
Nice
Bambi
pair.
out here.
Thanks.
Well, that's interesting. When they talk about slippery, you might think that's an oxymoron. You're on ice. But it almost starts to feel greasy sometimes. We saw that last night. There's frost underneath, and as it starts to rise, sometimes that happens. Last night, it looked a little bit patchy. I don't think it was. It didn't rise to the surface. But them starting to talk about the feel could also play in to the fact that the teams were struggling a little bit with throwing the right weights earlier today, something that we'll definitely talk to Greg about.
The hit, the roll, the double, stick it. Oh, what a shot. Carrie-Anne Mataggart, clutch.
Really nice. Coast to coast. I said before the game, I do feel she's underrated. She's not had her vintage game, but she's made some big shots, and this is one of them.
Yeah, things were lining up pretty nice for Einarson, looking for a pair here in this 8th end.
So a double opportunity for Val.
9. Yep. 9-5 side. Yep. Hard. Yep. Hard. Yes, really hard. 9-9-5. Yep. You got it, Shannon. Refreshing. All right.
Curled very hard out of her hand.
Val, a lefty thrower.
Yeah, I agree.
So we don't have to
Scoring
go
is big.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Good, Val.
Yeah.
Even if we get forced to 1 here, that's
Well,
totally
I might have a better freeze now. Like if she rolls behind the tee, that one.
Explain that one to me, Kathy. Scoring 1 here is okay. What's your theory behind that?
Well, in their particular case, because they're up 1 and 8, you like to have hammer and score. That puts you at a 2-point advantage. Ideally, you force your opponent in 9, and then you have last rock coming home.
And they just got a
That
gift.
is a big gift.
That's so tough. You know, you talk about consistency during the week, and you make a spectacular shot, and you want all you can to help out your team. And listen, nobody feels worse than Carrie-Anne. We see it, but it's so tough. Consistency, that's a word we use all the time, and the words that the skips use, and that's a tough one at this stage of the game.
Well, and you saw the dramatic difference in percentages between the 2 thirds. You have to know that that is going to impact the degree of difficulty that the skips have for both teams.
Back 4. Look, back 8. I don't mind it. Okay, there. Back 4. No. Never ever. We're tough. Never ever. No. Back 4. Easy. Back 4. No.
Oh, never mind. It's got some legs. We're a T line. We're just we're T or just back T.
Yeah, I know. We're so high maintenance, aren't we?
That's good, Val.
Go.
Good heads up.
Hard.
Good job. It looked like it won.
So with the weight that Casey can throw, is it the double, or is she content to roll on top?
I think she is playing the double.
Yeah, okay.
Nice little double here. Yeah.
Often hear Russ and Cheryl and you talk about the turn. So what turn would actually give you more action to get across the house?
Well, she's okay with this one because they're relatively flat. She could play into it, but the turn that she's playing is the out turn. So as it comes across, it's going to go sharper into the stone that is behind.
Skip stones here in 8. Casey Scheidegger.
Roll it. Go with it, Chris.
Trying to roll it over. Can she get the 2? She'll get the roll.
Okay.
And she's shot stone for now.
That's really good.
Yeah. Wasn't there?
No.
And to their point, at least now they're closer, so maybe she'll have a second chance at a double.
That's the theory, but Carrie Einarson is going to try to roll her stone as far as she can over while still remaining first and second shot.
Bumper and roll the center.
Okay, you got it.
Well, her hit numbers have gone up. I would argue that her draw numbers have as well. That's where you want to be as the week starts to get to a close. You want to be playing better and better.
Okay, that's okay, not bad.
Makes the hit, didn't want to leave it there.
10-2, good judge.
And it looks like we're lining up for another possible blank.
Okay, that's all right.
Well, not if Casey can stick around.
Can you hold it, you think? Because you got to hit it.
Yeah, but you don't have to throw it 100 miles an hour. It's towards the back of the house, so she catches just what she needs. Could definitely stick the shooter.
I don't mind it, actually. Yeah. So, well, I don't know if she's going to roll over.
What's it going to do here, you think?
I think it'll come up.
Like how much?
Like 3 inches.
This is close then.
Yeah.
I don't mind it, Case.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we can sweep it.
Yeah.
So give your sweepers a chance to work here. Good little conversation before she delivers her final stone here at 8.
Whoa, 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 clean, whoa.
Scheidegger, 1, 2, and enough spin. And can't hold the shooter, but she gets the 2 yellows to go. And interesting, do you draw for your 1? It looks like they're going to take their single here.
Wants that 2-point advantage after 8. And a strong edge for Carrie Einarson this morning.
Player comparisons are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor
15.
of Curling Canada. Would you do this, Kathy, if you were skipping this team? Would you take your single? Would you,
know what?
make the blank?
There's a lot of people that would do different things. At this point, it's not just a gut feel. That's part of it, but there are analytics that these teams have about where they go and what they do. And in this all-important 8th end, to be up 2 after it is a very, very strong percentage of winning.
And also a chance for a draw right to the button in turn. Get a path of the ice for Carrie Einarson.
Curling now.
Still got to wait.
So electing to draw in and take her single.
We're just around the middle.
Final stone in 8, and where does it end up? It'll settle, probably would have settled back 8-ish, but good enough for her 1. So when we come back, Scheidegger hammered down by 2 at the trials. Welcome back to our coverage in Saskatoon. So Carrie Einarson electing to draw in, take her single in 8 for a 5-3 advantage. So here at 9, down by 2, it is Casey Scheidegger, Red Rocks with hammer. And lead stones on the way. This one delivered by Christy Moore.
Well, I'm sure there's lots of debate and people at home right now thinking, gosh, she could have been 1 up with, and she could have been. She could have played the blank for sure. But for her comfort, they know where their team goes. I always think back to the Brier and talking to Matt Dunstone in the bubble last year, and he said, if we're tied up with after 5, we win 100% of the time. So it's what you know your team does. You've tracked wins and losses, and for Carey, they talked about it really early in the end, that they didn't mind if they were forced to one. Well, they weren't forced. They chose to go that route.
Hit. Great weight.
I always joke when Russ makes his dad joke, getting forced to 2 or forced to 3. That's good. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
The good stuff early and then.
Yeah. That's okay. Yeah. It's just hard to get around there.
3. Okay. 2.5. T or 3? 3. Oh.
Yep, line.
Yeah, a little bit. Line's good. Line's good.
3. Really tight. Maybe in.
Kate, that's okay. Line's, as long as line's good. You can get a nibble if the line's good. You got to curl. Curl, 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 curl. Curl, curl. Really nice.
Good, Chris.
Good speed.
So throwing the double guards, a lot of people go one on either side, but often you don't wind up using one. So now the feeling is that you double guard on one side. Even if they peel one, you've still got one there.
I don't love it's that. Not in front of you. I like the top.
The top is good.
My first thought was that one, so there's no triple.
Yep. Okay. All right, this side, yeah,
so
this side a hair stiffer, I agree.
Okay.
More like a 14.5 to 14.8 kind of speed.
Well, the one thing about having only one sheet in play is the conditions will not change. Sometimes when you're playing, if the sheets start to go off beside you in the 9th end, the air movement changes, all of those things have an impact on your sheet, and you can see that it does go a little bit different, but nothing is going to change this morning. And so what they're playing on now will be consistent through 10. And we've also not seen the flattening out of the slide path. We did a little bit early on in the event, but not at all anymore.
Good job.
So the quick broom down, double in the roll.
Can I do it with an 11?
Yeah.
I think so.
Roll's the most important thing to get under.
11's good. Yep.
Perfect. Yep.
Yeah, it's good. Hard.
You're holding it hard. We will.
Whoa. Other way.
Just flop to here, flop to here. Okay.
We heard the conversation. May I suggest again, is that just the weight down, Kathy, or is that the...
Tight. There you go.
Okay.
Jesse just said tight because earlier in the game it was definitely weight down and over curls, but it's hard when there's a lot of ice and there's a lot of movement. You have to isolate where the rock is and how much broom you have and just focus on the broom, because if it feels like a lot of ice, the tendency is to get it going.
Right over.
And that'll roll to the other side in front of the Tim Hortons Cup. And Kathy, to be fair to the players too, I listen to you guys all the time, and you say, well, hey, throw the right weight, throw down weight that you can control with those type of shots too. And
you bet.
I hear it all the time from you guys.
The weight that Jessie threw was fine. The challenge was that she got tight to the broom, and that's why she didn't get the result.
I was trying to make the point too that I do listen to Kathy. It's true.
Even when we work together?
Yeah, true. I do. Check.
Well, we can talk about it.
No.
Timeout.
Oh, okay.
We don't need a timeout.
Sorry.
We don't need a timeout.
Okay, so I think it's an official timeout used.
I believe that
once you call it, you call it, right? Like you can't take it back.
What was your gut?
They got lots of time.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
But
mind
I don't know
that.
if we tap this one first though either. Like,
what are you thinking?
I was thinking like the split on ours, like to tap it back to that one and then roll behind the corner.
Here's my thing. We can use this as a corner
Yeah,
guard.
totally.
So I like your first call,
Okay,
making the play on that
We
yellow.
don't need to get rid of it either.
Well, to use your corners, you need to get it through the 8 foot.
Yeah.
Like if you get to the back 8 for the 12 foot, but it's more important that we get it out of that path to theirs, and then you could actually roll off of ours and into that other corner.
Yeah, I like that.
Right?
I mean, do this. Yeah.
Like that same,
Okay, sure.
you know, almost
Like
10,
11?
almost at 11.
11.
I think
Right?
solid
And
11
then
is
if
probably
you
really
if you can
close.
get to like
you time your last
a
one?
nose, we need to get rid of that one. Is
rolling
going to be in our
over.
path.
I
We'll
don't
have
know.
both corners open.
Okay.
And we're going to be patient about our corners.
Am I
Sorry.
rolling or am I like it high
Rolling.
side?
I like the roll.
Okay. And you threw 11 last time, right? Yeah. 10
Like
All
a
right, so
quarter?
Joe McCusker comes out and
And then into that.
gives her advice to the team.
Joe's been working with them for a couple of years now. She has a daughter playing basketball in Alberta and is up quite often to watch and has spent some time with Casey. Casey's immediate thought was to split her own stone.
And it's okay to group our yellow or red right now. We don't really care.
Well, and Susan and Joan obviously would be talking back there about the options. So Casey's initial shot was maybe we split our own and move them around. The biggest thing I think that they got out of what Joan said is you've got corners. Don't be in a panic to use them, but have a way to make sure that you can use them by moving this yellow stone that's in your way.
Go, 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 go. Really nice, Jess. Oh, shoot. Roll back.
The shoot was Casey thought it was going to continue to roll, but that spin back means that there is a nose double.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think so.
Feel.
Okay.
Nose.
Hard. Yes!
Val Sweeting. Bang, bang, and that red. Carrie's doing her best to work it out, obviously above the tee line, so she couldn't sweep it.
Good one.
Good throw by Val.
Shoot. Didn't expect it to jump there. Thought was that kind of floaty.
Almost. Obviously, if Carrie was able to sweep, it would be gone.
Yep.
Little firm.
Clean. Whoa. Yep. 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 Whoa. 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 Close. Go with the yep. 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 Yep.
Carrie Ann, the hit, the roll, get it behind that corner guard, and she will.
Yep.
Normal.
Oh, that stone is completely buried underneath.
So Carrie going after that red stone out of the wings.
Yeah, it's just about, you know, you're playing the scoreboard and you're making sure that you don't risk unnecessarily. So get rid of the stone that right now could become the second point. Trying to roll in.
That's okay.
Okay.
Good toss.
9. That's good, Val. Nice throw. No worries.
11.
Good toss.
You guys like this? Yeah. Cute? Yep. Through and wait.
Are you rolling in, Kathy? Are you nosing this? Where do you want to go?
Well, if you can roll to the other side behind that corner, all of a sudden it's chase time for Carrie Einarson because you can have two stones that are completely buried.
So you want to roll behind the red corner guard this time.
Behind your corner, you bet.
They got to scrub it hard, then hold that line and get that roll. A little flip
Good. Good care. Great toes.
to the Tim Hortons button.
I know that's hard to watch when I don't see it.
No, that's fine. I iced you for the set, so.
We roll in.
I think under my way.
Okay. Yeah. Right here?
10.
Yeah. Hey, you got it. Roll my way?
Yeah.
Under the
Okay.
guard? Okay. I like it, 10.
Skip stones here in 9.
Whoa! Whoa! Close. Brian. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, up. 9-6. Okay. Okay, good call. Close.
Now, can you roll it behind that corner and sit your
Right.
2 and put some pressure on Einarson?
You sure can.
This is definitely max or 11 even. We're rolling your way. Yeah. Even still.
When they use those numbers 11 in this particular case, that's hog to hog, Kathy?
It is closer to hack and bumper.
We're feeling like this takes the sweep out of it. It might be a bit max.
Okay, just a hair less. Little less. Yeah.
That case.
Casey's case, she's better to over-roll and show Carrie only half on the outside of that corner guard than to stay in the open.
11-5. Easy. Close. 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 Whoa. Close. Whoa.
You hear close all the way down.
Yep. Here.
There's the hit. There's the roll. Get it behind that corner guard, and she will. What a shot to lie to with Hammer here in 9.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, Wade.
Ladies here. That felt really down.
Christy had her broom down the whole time, knowing that it was going to go.
Whoa. Yep. Here. Go. Great shot.
Sorry. I was in it to win it.
And now for Carrie Einarson. If this isn't made perfect, there could be an opportunity for a 3 on the board for Scheidegger.
Yep. Okay.
Most definitely needs to get corner frozen with no bounce.
You know, it's one thing to have your draw weight. It's another to have the line perfect, the curl perfect, and to make sure this is frozen on that exact correct spot. So a tough one here. Final stone for her in 9, Carrie Einarson.
T-line. Wait, Ollie. Can't bounce. Can't bounce on that side.
Off with your T.
And you hear you can't bounce. Need to lock it on.
Whoa. Nope, never.
Needs to lock it on. They don't want that little bounce. And did it roll too far? A chance. Tap that.
You got all in more, it looks
Avoid
like.
the jam, and you can take the lead if you are Casey Scheidegger here in 9. It's an amazing game, Kathy. So close to perfect. Just, what,
It will curl, yeah.
Well,
a couple inches too heavy, right? And the door opens here for Scheidegger.
Bit less weight, or
You saw that number, Carrie's team, second in the field at giving up 3s. Casey has edge to edge. She can see all of it and maybe a little.
Again.
Yeah, I think so.
Kara thinks that might be max ice.
What do you think, Jess? Do you think that's max?
Yeah. Just a hair less. Yeah.
Send it.
So what a great opportunity here in 9 for Casey Scheidegger. You see 78% on 10 hits today. Needs a big one here. Final stone in 9. And this is taking off. They got to get it by their own red guard. Can they save it by just and punch it through? And oh, what a clutch shot from Casey. A big moment in the game. She scores a 3 and she leads here in Saskatoon.
Guys, great job. Nice work.
What a great finish we have coming up here in Saskatoon. Scheidegger 3 on the board in 9. That was outstanding sweeping, Kathy. They just about missed it. They made it. Team shot. And now it is Einarson trailing by 1 with Hammer. Yellow Rocks here in 10.
Well, at the break, my phone was blowing up with people asking me why would she have taken a single in 8, and I think it's like the Kevin Martin shot when he threw it away at the Worlds that year. These are some of the things that people question all the time. But for Carrie Einarson and her team, I don't believe it was a single person that made that decision, because we heard Shannon and Brianne talking, all of them talking about it, but it will become a discussion point.
All right, game story time, Kathy.
Well, you still look at that 4 on the board for Carrie Einarson. That pops out, and that was the bounce off by Carrie, though, in 9 that led to that 3. It's the big scoring that has been the difference in this game. Numbers still favor Carrie Einarson, but right now the score on the board favors Casey Scheidegger.
The game story brought to you by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. I think, too, when you look at this game, one thing the game story doesn't tell, though, is just the draws and shots that Casey's made in the game at critical times.
And we talked about that at the beginning when we started the show, Brian, is that she's always been a great hitter, but it has been her draw weight this week that in doing updates and watching a lot of her games that has made clutch draws, and no exception today. But for Carrie Einarson and her team, they have last rock, so you ensure that you've got the opportunity for one and find the way to get that second point for the win.
Back 4. Back 4. Back 4. Back 8.
Whoa.
Where is it?
Whoa. Rub it.
Back 12.
Bow.
It's really heavy.
Oh, man.
Hard case. So it was better on that side then.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, you don't win back-to-back Scotties titles without being battle-tested. And they will have to find a way to park that, continue the mojo, and fight back to get the W if they hope to carry on and play in the second tiebreaker.
Weight's real good.
As the winner of this game will face Krista McCarville later today.
Okay, well then. Around.
Yep, just T, back 4.
And that will be played while the men's semifinal is going on. I'll be keeping my eye on the women's.
You're by.
Okay, that's fine. Slide nice there.
Yeah.
Do we go
What do you
one
like
around and then start peeling?
Well, now is the time to convert with that hammer.
We should have done it on mine.
All right, stack them.
Are we shot if I'm on top or no?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Oh, then I
Yeah.
like that.
Okay, I don't mind that for 1.
We'll still be shot if they freeze the back this way. But then it might
Yeah.
give them something to
Yeah,
freeze
okay.
onto if we go around that way.
Okay.
Okay, top
Okay.
4, top 8.
Really nice over here.
Yeah, that.
We talked about the tick shot
Yeah.
on the front. Talked about playing the hit. They talked about a number of things, which surprises me a little bit that there's not a plan. This is a team that has played a lot together over the last couple of years. I know with absolute certainty that they would have been one down coming home with on more than one occasion, and so the approach should be clear.
Gotta go.
Brianne, go. Yeah, hard. Get it over there.
Little bump. Bumping. It's big bump.
Bumping. Yep. Go. Go.
Okay.
You could make the double. Your shooter won't stick.
Yeah.
Do you like that?
I think you have to.
Or do we just hit and flop on top?
I think so.
Mine then. Yeah. Are we rolling our shooter out?
Yeah.
I don't. It's close.
Do you like 9 or more?
It looks like
I want them to give me an angle. Oh, there we go.
If you make
I
the
don't mind
double,
8.
you lose the shooter. You know Carrie's coming around.
keep our shooter? I don't. Okay. And get rid of that middle one? Okay. Straight through. Bring one weight.
Your other option is to play quieter weight, come down. You can tap one of the yellow stones out and roll right on top of the Einarson stone.
Jesse Hyen.
Okay, that's
Oh
fine.
man, and she'll
That's fine.
jam.
Yeah, that's fine.
But I like playing that.
Yeah, I don't mind that actually.
I don't want to leave that there for them.
They're going to use
Okay.
it.
Even if we nose.
Okay.
It's pretty steep. If we roll, though, it rolls right into ours.
Which I think is okay.
Okay. Do you like a normal?
Yeah.
right, let's go, Shan.
You need to get rid of that red stone because if you don't use it, they will.
Clean's good. Clean, yep.
Clean, yes, yes.
Yes.
Hard. Hard, Val. Hard, Val. You gotta go. Gotta go.
Shannon Bircher hits, little clip on the yellow. And Einarson, line 3 with hammer here in 10.
Sorry, Carrie, it's like lightning on that side, like way faster than this side even.
Fast everywhere.
And I told them, I was like, it's really, really fast over here, so don't tell me.
Shannon's was 14.5.
Yeah, I told her it was faster than this side.
Yeah.
Because I threw a hair more than this side because I thought it hasn't been used in a while, and it was total opposite of what I thought it would be.
Shannon's used it.
With that hit, Shannon moved one of those shot stones into the open, and now it's the freeze and the pocket game.
Line's good. You can go. Top 4. Well, room there. Be easy. T-line really nice. T-line is fine. Bump is fine. Whoa! Whoa, room. It's better. We gotta get to nose. Go, Chris. Go, Chris.
Hard,
Go,
Chris,
go,
hard,
go,
Chris,
go.
hard.
One more.
Okay, that's good.
That's nice. Get to the inside of hair. Good.
Just needed that to curl a little more,
It's either
Kathy.
that or you rip them. But that's hard.
Is the peel stupid?
Can you
Only
play
'cause we're
hack?
three in the house.
My first thought was hack, and if we clip the guard.
Hack, and if you tick that one, it's not bad. Yeah.
Your tolerance is crashing on the tight one.
Like even if we move them
It's
around
pretty
and keep my
tight,
shooter
though.
there,
Yeah,
it's
like if
pretty
you get
good.
to nose and just spill it out.
Yeah, I like that, Carrie.
Okay.
So quieter way, they talked about the option of trying to get to the nose, and even if they peeled the 2 stones out, the challenge is if you're a little bit high and you jam it on your own, now their shot stone, they cap it, and now you're chasing to just try to score.
Clean. Close. Yep.
Yep.
Hard. Keep going. Hard. You're holding it. Keep going. Hard.
Huge scrub. They get it by their red guard.
Go.
Go.
A little tap. That was nice touch weight from Val Sweeting.
Nice shot.
Great brushing, great weight. So easy to overthrow those stones in that moment. Little breath.
Good brushing.
Probably like 12-5.
Go on, Red. Go. Get it.
Go.
You know, we've covered Val a long time. She's into it in this game. You can just hear it in her voice.
Go on, Red. Go.
I think Val has really embraced the 3rd position and has become one of the best.
Nice shot.
So she taps along here.
Firm hack. Okay. Clean.
11-5.
Whoa.
The key for Carrie Ann is to stick her shooter in a position that can be promoted.
Go. Good. That's good.
That's good.
Nice shot. Okay. Good speed.
Good. Shoot just another inch.
Same kind of thing. She's still got this
Wondering,
one.
yeah, I'm wondering if we come off the side one just so that
they don't have it?
I know.
No,
Okay.
I don't like that. I think we have to go here.
Yeah,
I like the
my
hit
only
and roll
worry
to
is that
there,
they just
but-
tap it back and then they're sitting in front with a wall of China behind them.
Is this good?
I know, but if she ever makes this, then I can't get it out.
Yeah.
Only other option, like, just tap this to here, hair.
Well, we could leave it here so she
yeah.
can use this one, you know?
This
Like,
rock's
put it
in a
right
good
here.
spot.
Want to call it time?
Sure.
Yeah.
Time.
Time out.
I really like right here because then she can't roll off. She's just going to stay open.
We got to roll, though.
What?
No, she's talking about drawing.
Drawing
Oh,
here.
drawing, yeah.
Because then she can't even use this.
Heather
She'll just go
Netterwood will
into the
come
open.
out for the timeout for Team Einarson.
You could be wide. You could be.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
there.
you got a
too.
range because even if she tims this, then you got that short run, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think utilizing it in the top, right where your broom is, Shannon.
You're right.
Right?
Even if we leave it a little high, we always have this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even if you're, biting 8.
I like that.
Yeah, I think right here would be ideal.
No, my only concern is it set up a double.
Leave a double to sit there. It
Yeah, I
shouldn't.
think a little bit
Like
higher.
If you're edge on edge, you're not leaving a
Yeah.
double.
Okay,
I like
let
it.
us know online then, because if it's hanging, then we'll have to leave it a little higher.
Okay, I like it.
So they talked about those options. Carrie is concerned a little bit about this stone, that they may hit and roll, but if you place your stone there, you take away the freeze, and even if she does roll under, it's going to be a very short run back for you to remove their stone. I do agree with Carrie. If you leave that opening, if you play the hit hoping to roll and you don't roll, and Casey comes in and freezes, and we've seen the wonderful draw weight that she's had, you're not getting that stone out.
Is this Shannon's ice, or is it a little extra for me?
This is Shannon's.
Okay.
All right. I gave you a touch more.
Okay. Okay.
Top 8, top 12.
Weight's nice.
Line's good.
Top 12.
The intern for the lefty, Val Sweeting.
Hard line.
Oh, this is going hard.
Curl Where do you want it?
Curl it. Curl. Curl. Curl, curl, curl,
Trying to get a
curl.
piece of the
Yeah, keep going,
red.
keep
It goes
going.
through
Curl it.
and by
All right.
and around.
Okay, good try, Val.
And a tough one
Just
for
got
Val
in there
Sweeting.
early.
Okay. Scared to be heavy.
Yeah. It's nice.
Okay, I like it.
And that's the trouble when you're trying to be so precise. You worry so much about missing. You heard Val say, I didn't want to be heavy. That gives the freeze. So then what's the opposite of heavy? Well, you throw it a little bit light, and then it just caught the curl, and they lost it.
That one out, I guess, so that you can always blast.
Draw to the button to that. Yeah. This is a little wider than we've been.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep an eye on it. It's gonna, that B there, weight's okay. It curls a little more on this side, so it's good.
What a game. Back and forth. And you can feel the tension on the ice now. We are down to skip stones here in 10.
Okay, well then.
And you know what, Muddy? The story for Casey Scheidegger today has been draw weight. None bigger than this.
Okay, well, back four is good, but we got tons of line.
Her out turn. First of the way for Scheidegger here in 10.
Do we need a rub? Yeah. Okay, go, Jess, Jess.
So the audible trying to get the rub off the red stone.
Hard, go, 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 go.
Clip it, roll it in. How far can they drag it? And that is shot stone for now.
Perfect weight.
You just
Close
get a
on
little
weight?
wide, or?
No, I think this is too much ice.
Okay, now we know. Good.
That weight's real close. I think it was just too much ice.
Yeah, weight has not been her problem in this game. She said really nice draw weight.
Yeah, let's plug it. Hair your way or on the nose is even close.
Yeah, nose isn't bad, actually.
Mm-hmm. Hack.
Yeah, here. Just get a little low.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, you got it.
So hack weight, remove the red, flop in, Kathy.
You can flop in, but you can even stay right there. That whole side then will be blocked off, leaving only the in turn as we look at it. And then if you leave your shooter there, even if Casey's able to tuck one in, you'll have a short run back.
$11.5. Solid. 11.
The delivery from Carrie Einarson.
Gotta go.
Brianne Mayer trying to make it curl.
Keep going, keep going, keep going.
Get it to the face of that red stone. A few more scrubs. And she'll push it back. And right now, 1, 2, 3 belonging to Einarson.
It's okay. Good early call. Good job. Hard. Keep going, keep going, keep going. You're close. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Hard. Good.
That's good.
Well, lots to talk about now.
Here to try to draw.
Timeout called.
Well, I was.
That's their second timeout.
Oh, that's hard, actually.
Yeah,
off
I
of
think
her.
this is our shot.
As the
Yeah, I don't know if this is
team of Team Jacobs looking on. Of course, they're in action versus Kevin Cooey this afternoon in the men's semifinal at 3 p.m. Eastern time today.
I don't think.
And that'll be the
that's
same time as the second tiebreaker on the women's side. Winner of this game will take on Krista
We don't have
McCarville.
any of that. Probably have
They have
that
a
much
piece,
of it.
but yeah.
Can I see
We're
Johnny?
thinking this.
Yeah, there. It's tough.
Yeah.
I don't think we can get to the inside.
Well, that's what my first thought was. It doesn't.
I'm worried we're not going to be overshot that one.
Yeah,
That's my concern.
I'm looking at that too. That you run into the. What about just the straight draw around the wide side?
This way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
We
could.
try to line it here so that it jams here if she plays this in.
Make her pick it.
Even if you're here, you can be anywhere from
Even if
here
I'm
to
here.
I honestly think this is easier.
I
but-
don't.
Okay.
That looks extremely
I think we
hard
get a
to
better
me.
result with that.
But guys, don't you run into the back of that?
You
that
do.
yellow?
That's what
No,
I
I'm thinking
running
like
into
hack
that.
weight. Hack weight.
I think
Just
that-
redirecting.
I think that's a hard shot. That's
Yeah,
a really,
I
really
think
hard shot. You're either
we
going to
know
play
that
off the top.
we know the path
you're-
here.
Or you're
Yeah,
drawing.
I feel.
Yeah.
I
We
feel
know the
Casey's
speed
leaning
here.
towards the draw.
So all we have to be is here.
Casey
to
has
here.
said a number of
That's
times,
Yeah.
I don't.
So I would defer to the woman who's been drawing
Yeah.
it pretty well today if she wants to play the draw.
Sometimes if they're not buying what you're selling, stop selling.
But they keep calling Kathy, you know.
So Carrie Ann really liked this shot. She thought if they could hit and roll into this area, and sure, it's great, but this is your problem. That's the back of the stone. And so now this is the draw. Even if you show Carrie Einarson a piece of it, she's going to be lured out there, maybe jams. I think Carrie would probably play the tap on the stone she just threw.
The biggest shot all week for Casey Scheidegger. And it is her final stone. Here in 10, leading 6-5. Has to be shot stone.
Back button. Whoa, room.
Weight's getting better.
Room. Weight screen.
The intern draw, you hear, they like the weight.
Only if you can, Chris.
No, I can't.
Okay. Yeah, go straight.
Has to be shot stone using the red, a little flip inside. And she is shot rock with one to come from Carrie Einarson.
Really close, guys. That's okay. Good try, Case.
You know, second time in the game, the weight was good and maybe the line or the broom just a little bit off.
Well, and you know that for Casey Scheidegger, full credit to her, she's not going to tight ice it and wind up ticking a yellow stone. She had to make sure that she was by.
All right, Karen.
Just a normal.
Yeah.
Just have to make that red go away. Punch your ticket into the second tiebreaker.
You know it. Here we go, buddy.
There's her children and family watching on.
Husband Kyle, twin daughters, Chloe, Cameron. A lot of support from Gimli. And a great opportunity. 95% on 10 hits today. Final stone. Carrie Einarson trying to hold the line.
Right to it.
Make the red go away, and she is moving on. The two-time Scotties champion. Yeah, take a breath and take a bow. A well-earned victory, and she's moving on, winning this first tiebreaker here in Saskatoon.
What a seesaw battle today. And for Carrie Einarson, we said that she so far has not won back-to-back games this week. If she wants to see tomorrow, she's going to have to.
If it was easy, Kathy, everyone would do it. It is a long week. It is a long grind. And a chance to smile now and a wave to that support, family, friends. They're moving on. We'll step aside and wrap up our coverage next.
The 2021 Tim Hortons Curling Trials are brought to you in part by Tim Hortons, the official coffee of Curling Canada. By Scotties Facial Tissue, unleash the Scotties. By Home Hardware, here's how. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
That was an entertaining game, and always nice to have a hug from your kids after.
It's going to be a long day.
Yeah, the twin daughters there, Chloe and Cameron. It will be a long day. It is a super Saturday, though, on TSN, and we're not upset because the action's been great and a lot more to come. Kathy, you got the men's semifinal. Jacobs, Cooey, how good is that? 3 p.m. Eastern time. And then the second tiebreaker at the same time, both on TSN, obviously McCarville, Einarson. It's right back to work for Carrie Einarson. And then, of course, the winner of that tiebreaker has Jennifer Jones in the women's semifinal tonight. We got you covered. 3 p.m. Eastern time, the next action right here on TSN. What a great game. Back and forth. And a tip of the cap to Casey Scheidegger, who gave the two-time defending Scotties champ all she could handle. But Carrie Clutch coming through and moving on to face Krista McCarville next. It's going to be a great Saturday. Thanks for making us a part of your morning. And we'll see you this afternoon from Saskatoon, the trials on TSN.